Dynasty is yeah. Dynasty is live. Yeah. Dynasty is live. Get it back. Yeah. From the ground floor, yeah, we started with a vision. Blueprint in the smoke, guard pressure, all precision. Late nights, hard calls, every move had a reason. Built it brick by brick, now the whole room fever. Hope up been hit big, felt the love in the crowd. Hands in the air, yeah, they said it out loud. Every grin, every shout, we could feel it come down. From a sea to a wave, now we run this town. Hold up, you can hear it in the brass. Cut sharp, cut clean. Every step got a stamp, every bar got steam. We've been moving too fast for the old out team. Now the name hit the room like a live wire beam. Now the dynasty is live. Now the dynasty is live.
Welcome back to Brick Dynasty Live. Tonight we have a returning guest, the owner of Bricks Minifigs Cincinnati East, who just celebrated his 1-year anniversary. Welcome back, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It doesn't seem like it's that long ago.
Yeah, for real. And what was it? A week or two before grand opening, you were with us?
Yeah, I think so. Talking about trying to get rid of all my donuts. If I got rid of my donuts, I was going to be a happy man.
Yeah, that's right. And well, apparently you're a happy man because you are a year in now, and I don't know exactly what the average is, but odds are against you in your first year, so it's a big win.
Yeah. I'm. I guess I'll speak to the first year. The first year was great. We didn't really know what we were doing. Kind of jumped in. I've never owned a business or managed a business or anything like that, so it was kind of a, jumping in and just seeing what happened. But yeah, I'm happy with where we're at, through our first year.
You think you get your team pretty well ironed out now?
Yeah, we were super fortunate. My manager's been with me since the beginning, and he was kind of a buddy of mine that ended up putting in place as manager position. And then overall staff, we've had 2 people, I think, from our core group that we had hired that just didn't pan out, and we didn't have to let them go. They just kind of that wasn't the right fit for them, and they felt that way, and it kind of worked out. But I think our core group we have now is really solid.
Awesome. So not the typical retail turnover.
No, we've been fortunate. Like, it's a store. Do we pay the best as everywhere else? Like, no, but I'm like, it's one of our first guys that didn't work out. I thought he was going to be really, really good, really outgoing kid, but he's like, I make more money, cutting grass, and I was like, I hope so. I'm like, dude, you're not going to sweat my store, man. Like, you're playing with Lego and talking to customers, like, so.
Yeah.
And so he went on to cut grass for more money, which I was like, good for you, man.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to do that type of job and expect massive wages. I mean, it sucks to say, but it's kind of a low skill position, really.
Oh, very.
Right?
So we got a couple of younger kids. We got a guy that retired and just kind of wanted to get back into stuff, and he knows a lot of Star Wars, so that helps me out because I don't know anything about Star Wars.
Sarah's here with us, Patty the theater dog. Hello. It's very late. What is it, 3 a.m. out there? Crazy time. Yeah, that's like the dream job, like post-retirement. That seems like it'd be so much fun.
It is, like, it's fun. I do IT consulting for my day job, which is less fun. But I don't mind going to the store. I'm probably there 3 or 4 days a week at least. Saturday is probably like my one day I spend the most amount of time there. But it doesn't ever feel like work for me. And I guess it's probably less work for me than what I make my staff do. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's always fun.
Yeah. So let's pause on that for 1 second, because we'll get into a BAM situation later. But for people who think that you own a BAM store, that you're just absolutely killing it out there because you have a BAM, you still have another job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a multi-million-dollar position running all these places.
No, and my original plan is to have was just to have multiple. That was my original plan. I think with a couple, 3, it would be enough to replace my income that I make now, and I'm not even with 3. It's not $1 million a year, endeavor. I don't. It's not even a $500,000 a year endeavor. I don't need that much money to be happy and content. So no, we're not. We certainly aren't raking in the money.
Yeah. Feeding the family though, right?
The day job.
Well, yeah.
So like I have not taken $1 1 year, and a dollar from the business has not come into my account. Now I'm paying, I've got loans and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm focusing on that, and I do have a day job that pays my bills. So it's not that I need to bring the money in, but my focus is paying down, loans and get all that stuff knocked out first.
Yeah. Cause it's not cheap to get one of those up and running.
No.
Or any brick and mortar business for that matter.
No. No, it's, I mean, it's a big investment, and it's a big investment.
So with a year under your belt and the idea of having multiples originally, would you do another BAM, or would you do independent locations going forward? Or do you even have that option?
It's muddy waters.
Okay.
Yeah, it's muddy waters there. So if I was speaking to, if we weren't in the situation we're in today, I mean, I'd be focusing on my original. I was hoping to have a second location open this year, but just due to what the banks wanted, it just wasn't feasible for me this year. And so the plan was, hopefully next year. But yeah, who knows now?
Yeah, the game has changed a little bit.
It's this. If we would have done this 3 weeks ago, it probably would have been a way different discussion.
Yeah. How is the mood of staff with all of this going on? Are they feeling okay?
I think so. We've taken some measures to make sure that like supervisors are the only ones answering the phone calls right there. I mean, I feel bad. I've got a kid that does whatnot on the side, and then he's been doing whatnot for us, and people have been giving him some crap in his whatnot. So like we've talked to him, just been like, hey, don't do it for us if it's costing you like your own stuff. Like I said, we've been fortunate. Other than phone calls to the store, I handle all social media, so I take all the brunt of that nonsense. But I mean, overall, everyone seems happy. I don't think we haven't had any issues at the store, and hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah. Man, that's tough. So he was catching shit on his own whatnots. That's like 3 times displaced from the situation.
Like he's a 17-year-old kid. And that's what I'm like, I hate what I hate about all the people coming in the stores and causing issues is like, you're not doing it for the owner. Like the owners aren't. I mean, sometimes the owners are there, sometimes they're not, but like you're just some dude with a job. Not Mormon. Saw the chat there. Not Mormon. Nothing against it, just not me. So that's what I hate is you're, I can take it as an owner. Like, do I deserve it? I'd say I don't because of the situation, and that's, I get it. They got to yell at somebody, but my employees certainly don't deserve it.
Yep. Yeah. I can't imagine Ohio has a very high Mormon population.
I mean, they might, but where, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's like 17. That's wild.
Yeah, it's just a kid.
Yeah.
And for him to catch, he's catching shit for something that, he has even more away from the, the root cause of this than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. And all right. So before we came on, we were talking a little bit about what you're required to do for BAM. And well, I guess to catch people up. So what you need to pay to BAM is less than I have to pay to eBay or Walmart or Amazon or Facebook Marketplace to sell on their platforms. And I get no benefit from any of those platforms other than being able to use them. And you get like actual perks, like help with marketing and a bigger buying pool, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was some perks. Right now, it's
Well, yeah.
the perks
I,
are less than what they used to be.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, the initial motivation for
Yes.
getting into the store, I would think, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you were looking into opening, like whatever you want to even call it, a secondhand Lego store today, you'd probably be thinking of it a little differently, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If I was in the current temperament of the world as it is today, yeah, I would definitely be thinking about different. I think I've learned. I guess how am I gonna word it? Is I constantly like go independent, go independent, go independent. Do I think I could go independent? I think I know enough now that I didn't know a year ago to be successful. Is it as easy as just tearing a sign off my front entrance and flipping a couple birds to somebody? It's not quite how the legal corporate world works, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess however you look at it.
I would imagine that there's a whatever the term is, like a non-compete built into your contract once you leave.
Yeah, there's one. It's a two-part. I guess there's one, while you're a current owner, and then there's one that kind of is for a little bit after the fact.
Okay. And is the lease under your name or is that under BAM?
No, that's under mine.
Okay, awesome.
So yeah, regarding the situation, that was one of my first questions when I saw that whole video is how they took over the store or whatever the case is because we had talked about I'm very vocal in our internal channels, and they're like, what if they come and take your store or whatever, and then not that they would do that. I don't think that's their plan of anything like that. Try to keep myself out of trouble. But like I was like, the lease is under my name. Like I own the lease to the building, so there is no coming in and taking my building per se. So I don't. It's very interesting. Is 98% of my information on this entire situation I've gotten from the same everybody else. Like it's all comes from the internet. I don't know. I would say that we're very frustrated because we're very much in the dark about a lot of this as well. And the leaked email thing I know caused all sorts of issues, but
so they're not communicating with you to even tell you guys how to try to put out some of these fires on your end?
There's recommendations. I think which I think came out in that leaked email is like, hey, these are how you answer questions or whatever. I didn't click on it, so I don't know. Someone the other day was like, hey, like what was in that email? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I didn't look. Because it's with this whole thing, I think we all try to somewhat distance ourselves from looking corporate as best we can. If I'm in there with canned responses to things, then I just look corporate. And people, I know that other stores have said that people don't understand the difference in like a franchise and like, between us being a franchise. And if you look at, like Walmart or whatever, like, we're obviously all individually owned and I'm not going to go that spiel because that got dragged through the mud with everybody on Facebook, but corporate benefits for me, yes, but they have no ownership in my store, I guess, to some extent.
Do you own all of the product in your store?
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, like it's from my end of the agreement. I paid my my entry fees, so on and so forth. I pay what I have to pay every month, but everything's mine. Like they don't own anything within my store.
Okay. So basically, they own the name and the colors.
Yeah.
And whatever they've given you access to. Like, I'd imagine some of the vendors they've connected you.
Yeah, and that's a big one. I mean, I would say that the majority of our vendors probably you can have outside relationships with them. But yeah, I mean, they've kind of started that relationship with all those vendors, which made it very easy for us to kind of get started in that sense, which in the beginning was super helpful. But yeah, they don't own any of my product. They don't own. Yeah, I don't think there's a world in 99% of the stores that they own anything within our stores other than the branding part of it.
Okay.
Which is that's how that whole situation with that store is like. I don't know that there's more to it. Like I don't know, but like I guess having my little bit of inside knowledge of knowing what if it was my store and for whatever reason they showed up at my front door, like just being like, oh, like I own the lease to this, like you can't kick me out. But so I'm sure there's more details. I don't know if that if it changes the story ultimately, but obviously there's additional details that may be relevant, may not be relevant. I watch the videos. That's how I know what's going on for the 90% of it.
It seems so odd. So, okay, so in your situation, they walk in the door and they say, all right, so we're going to take the sign off the front of the building because we own that, and you should probably paint the walls. Like, what else can they really say?
Yeah, they take my rug. I got a Bricks rug. You can have that,
Yeah.
We got some other
Like-
branding stuff, like I've just got branding stuff, bags, stuff, and than that. But no, everything else is mine.
The whatever you're using for a POS system, the point of sale, whatever, do they own that?
I don't think so. I think we get a discount because of the number of stores that like utilize it, but no, I don't think they own that at all.
Okay.
Now they've got some proprietary software that helps us with like buys and stuff like that, and I know they own that.
Okay. And I'd imagine that's just a glorified calculator, right?
It is. It's got a lot of bells and whistles. I mean, it's super, and the guy that kind of has created that, like the genius and that stuff. I mean, it's super helpful. It makes things very, very, very quick and easy. And
Right.
they
So
own that.
you just kind of input a set number and a condition, and it kind of spits out a price, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, we've got the ability to see what other stores have valued it at, which is nice.
That's cool.
And then, it takes us to some direct links at some other, we can see like what it sells for on BrickLink, what it sells for on eBay, kind of try to get an idea of what the going value of anything is.
Okay.
So we can see all of that information too, like we got internal links to it, which is nice.
Cool. So you can keep your price, it's very market friendly and not get all of the Instagram hate. Oh, they're charging 50% more than everybody else.
Just like
Oh, crazy.
we're taught a way to price stuff, and so it amazes me when people come in and they're like, "Oh, your prices are fair," and I was like, "I'm not in the business of holding on to anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't want it to sit on my shelf for a month or 2 months. I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of it so I can put something else in its place." So, I'm sure there's human error where we overprice stuff or underprice stuff. I mean, we're all people. We make mistakes, but yeah, I've never heard someone complain about my pricing.
Good.
And I follow what we're supposed to price it as, I feel like. So
Yeah, because I'm sure you've seen some of the comments about people going into BAM, and it's always the same sets on the shelf, and they're all super dusty, and it's like, well, that's because those are the ones that are overpriced and nothing's moving, right?
yeah, and like, I mean, anything that sits in our store, we've got like a kind of like a calendar. If it sits for more than 60 days, we mark it down 25%. Like,
Wow, that's aggressive.
ready to get rid of it. Like, if it's not moving, get rid of it. Like, I have no, that's the whole point of is I want to go through a product. I don't want to sit on it.
Yep. Yeah, and if you shuffle it out fast enough, it's maybe those are the same people that are going to be bringing back some stuff to you. Keep it moving that way, right?
Yeah, like I guess with any business, that's like with this whole situation, it's like with any business, you've got good owners, you've got bad owners, you've got good employees, bad employees. I know someone the other day was going on about something, and I'm like, you've got, not everybody's out to screw anybody.
Yeah. With everything on the internet, it certainly can feel that way. But I mean, that's the way the algorithms are built, where if something causes you rage, you pay more attention to it, and then it feeds you more of similar, right?
Yeah, if somebody came in my store, made a video about how awesome we were, this is the greatest store ever, it's going to get 100 views. But you come in and I misprice something, then I'm a piece of shit and blows up.
Yeah. I mean, some of these videos though, they go a lot deeper than just mispricing something. I mean,
It's frustrating. It's
Yeah.
frustrating. And we like I'll talk about the gold C3PO one because I've seen that a bunch. Like
Yeah.
it's frustrating because if you bring in and we've done this to people, if you bring me in a shoebox of figs, pick out the ones you think have value. I can't spend 6 hours going through your thing, building your figs together. Now, if I see a gold C3PO, I'm like, I mean, that's obviously like it'd be one to pick out. But like my store manager is not a Lego guy. Like he's a retail guy, so he might not know to look at that, But so some of it is we go into it and saying like, hey, just if you've got figs you don't have value, like if you bring me a trash bag of figs, I don't have time to go through there and scan every fig. Like I don't have time for that. So if you know these don't have value, show me the ones that have value. I'll value those accordingly. The rest of them, it's kind of been like, hey, they're Build-A-Figs. I don't have time to spend 14 hours pricing a buy.
Yeah.
But I don't like, and I never want someone to feel like they got screwed. Like we had somebody the other day that brought in, because we prefer all the sets built, so I can see them and know, how complete they are, so on and so forth. And there was one that came in, and there was 3 of them that weren't built, and 2 of them, the figs were there, and I'm like, if I have to buy parts to complete them, then that's not a big deal. But one was missing some legs, and I told him, I try to be as honest as I can. I was like, I'd give you $25 for it because I'm probably going to end up balking it, But I said, if you the set could have been, if it's complete, I think it was worth 100 and maybe 50 if it's complete, which I knew it wasn't complete just from the figs, like the legs not being there. But I'm like, take it home, build it. Like if you can find the fig parts, bring it back. I'll pay you way more. But like I would have to spend the energy and time for my employees to do that stuff. Like I'd rather you go home, put it together if you want to, bring it back and get the most out of your. I want my customers to feel like I'm not trying to screw anybody over.
Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable because if you are paying somebody to do that, then that wage has to come out of the price, right?
Yeah.
That's just standard business.
Yeah, and and the mom was like, I don't mind building them. I'm like, take them home, build them, bring them back. I'll give you more money. Like if I don't have to pay you to build them, and you want to build them, like it's a win for you, and it's a win.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay my employees to do it. You get to build something you enjoy, and you're gonna get more money for it. Then it's a double win for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, something like that, if it comes in and it looks complete, do you break it down, make sure it's all there, rebuild it, or do you break it down and then just bag it?
So 99% of the time, if it comes in built, we just put it on the shelf as is, and then our little like disclaimer tag, it says like it may be missing pieces. If it's missing figs, we always note that. Like that's a big one. But if it's missing import, like if we can tell it's missing stuff, we'll kind of note that too. But if it looks complete, we put it on the shelf. But in our little disclaimer, it says it might not be complete, but and I think most BAM stores do this. If you bought a set for me and you're like, oh, it's missing a 2x8 black plate, if you find it in my bulk table, just keep it. Like if it completes your set you bought for me, cool. I'm not going to charge you for it. So anything you buy from me used, if it's missing pieces and you find them in my store, they're yours to keep.
Awesome. That's reasonable. Yeah. Oh, Elgoff is here. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Oh, okay. Well, that saves so much work. So you just put them right on the shelf.
Yeah. Clean them up. I mean, make sure that they're clean, But yeah, we don't. Depending on the set, there's some. Now, once we get to, if we've got too many used sets, then we might start breaking them down. Certify them, and we rebag them that way just to give us more, I guess, selling options.
Okay. So you do the certified used thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't do it for a long time, and then we got into it after probably 6 or 8 months in. We started doing it, and it helps. It helps keep our. Well, there was a couple sets that came in yesterday or the day before that they look complete, and so. We'll certify those and then just buy the parts as needed.
Cool. Is that a lot of work?
It can be.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine it gets rough with the big sets, the older ones.
Yeah, we got Baradeur right now that we had the Titanic too. That one's brutal because I was talking to the customer about it, and I offered him a price for the Titanic, and he's like, awesome. And then after we talked a little bit longer, he was like, I realized it was already taken apart. And I was like, But I was like, everyone hates us. But I was like, listen, dude, I gave you an offer. I'm not going to take back my offer. Like I gave you an offer on what I thought was complete. Like that's on me for not validating it. I said, so I'll pay you for it, what I offered for it. But shit, we got to certify this thing.
Oh,
And then we certified it, and then we changed our certification process because I didn't trust the way we were doing it. So we certified it twice. So I
ooh.
lost money on that deal. Just time and energy and effort in that one.
Oh, man. But now you have a Titanic for sale.
We sold it
Oh,
eventually.
you,
Sold
wow.
it, yeah.
Okay.
It sat for we've had one built that we sold. We had the certified one, then we sold that as well.
Okay. Huh. Man. I don't know. I've been used or new. I can't imagine building that.
I built it. It was not fun.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
looks very like too repetitive.
Very the front part is fun. Like I'm not a ship guy, so whatever the beginning of a ship's called. In the back of the ship is fun, but
Okay.
the middle it's brutally repetitive.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
I would turn that into a tiny little ship. Like
Yeah.
just build the front and the back and just put a little tiny section in the middle.
It's fun because like when we had the certified ones, people were like, "Oh, this is so cool," and I was like, "It's really not that cool."
Yeah.
Like I probably shouldn't be talking all these people out of buying it, but I'm like, I hated building it. But like, well, I think one of my employees built it and he enjoyed it, but I was like, I hated that set.
Yeah. I think the same way about most of those like massive looking things. The Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, like that. The Colosseum like broke my brain looking at it. It's like, oh my God.
We
over
had
and over and over
we
again.
had it built and we had it new in box. They sat forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
That Coliseum was going for big money for a while too. Because when
I think
sold out early.
new it's still going for like 13, give or take. Last I looked. I mean, it could go down since then. This was probably close to Christmas time when I looked at it last.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa Trip, good to see you. Papa Trip is amazing. Great human, that guy. Well, Luigi, is there a way you could separate from BAM and become your own store? I hate to see the individual franchise owners suffer over one store, but corporate has not helped at all. Yeah.
Is there a way? I'm sure there is. Like, I'm sure, with enough money and time and resources, there's a way. Is there a easy, direct, non-long time way? I don't, not to my knowledge. I'm not a lawyer by any sense of imagination, but yeah.
Yeah. When you join I don't know, man, I hate the term franchise. You become a franchisee.
Yeah.
Awful word. Do you have an obligation, like you have to be with them for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever?
10-year, you sign a 10-year deal.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's wild. 10 years.
Well, it sounds good. Maybe it doesn't sound good in the beginning. I don't know, but a year ago it didn't sound. It sounded okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
it sounds like a safety net when you first get involved, right?
Yeah. I mean, then there's like someone's like I get ridiculed all day and stuff like that, but it's like this wasn't going on. I mean, I guess it was going on a year ago. But
yeah, awareness wasn't there. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't mainstream. Like I sure shit didn't go into that thinking like, oh, this is gonna be, going into my 1 year anniversary. We had some sort of social media kid posted in front of my store like 3 days before our 1 year anniversary, and I was like, is he gonna do something? I mean, fortunately he didn't, but not what I signed up for. Certainly not.
Yeah, it sucks. Al Goff, that answered part of my question. What was the other part of the question is Cincinnati East Cincinnati.
Yeah, there's 3 stores in the greater Cincinnati area. Yeah. Don't target any of us.
Yeah. Al Goff will not be targeting you.
Like we're all good people. We're just stuck in a weird situation.
Yeah. Yeah. A situation that you have no say in controlling. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep trying to. Every time somebody on my Facebook says like, "Hey, you should do this or do this," I'm like, you guys have more power than like. You think I have more power than I do. Um, like I said, owners are very vocal, and we have been very vocal since the very beginning of this.
I would imagine the majority of you guys would like to see all this fixed and would like to see what's his name? Brian, is that his name? Yeah. Everybody would like to see him get his Lego or his money, or whatever combination.
If I could snap fingers and this be over with, I would do it in a heartbeat, and at least get that part over with. Whatever ramifications come after the fact, and we can deal with those after the fact. But if I could make this go away in a heartbeat, I would.
Yeah. Now, there's been a lot of conversation about the consignment situation, whether consignment is allowed, some consignment's allowed and some isn't. How did you understand that?
So I can't speak to my agreement's like the 20. I signed my agreement in 2025, maybe late 2024. So I can't speak to any one but that. But I've seen the consignment service things like that is in like our franchise agreement. It's in there, and then I understand that we have an operations manual which supersedes, takes precedence over the franchise agreement, which makes sense to me because obviously if you sign a 10-year deal, things hopefully things change over the course of 10 years, and we learn things, and we do things differently. In the operations manual, it does state that consignment's not a thing.
Okay.
And I know that when I first opened, or shortly after I first opened, someone came in and asked me, like, "You guys consign Lego?" And I was like, "I don't know." I mean, the operations manual is 300 pages, so like,
nobody's reading that.
Everything you're gonna forget stuff. And I did go to our internal channels and look at it and ask the question, and everyone was like, "Don't touch it." And there's a lot of reasons not to touch it beyond whatever just happened. Obviously, that that situation is you have to have different insurance because you don't own the Lego. So if your store burns down, there's Lego there you don't own, like you get paid for it. I mean, like there's just other additional legality stuff to it that you got to mess with. So all the store owners at the time were like, "Don't touch it."
Okay.
So,
all right. So it was fairly common knowledge that was just a thing you shouldn't get involved in.
I'm trying to get myself in any trouble here.
Well, at least in your yeah. I mean, that's fair. I mean, you can't speak to times when you weren't doing this.
Right? So I don't know if it was then or whatever, but from when I'd asked the question sometime in 2025, or I didn't even ask the question. I looked up the question because somebody asked me about it. Someone else had asked the question. The general consensus is don't touch it.
Yeah.
And then I looked in our operations manual, and it's in there that it's a no-go.
Okay. Now, so if you get 300 pages or so, well, I know it's possible. Have you thought of feeding it into an AI so you can just use that to reference and just ask the AI, hey, is this in the book? Or,
more recently, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good use of AI.
Yeah.
It's very handy for those things.
Yeah, definitely more recently I've used more AI just to look at various things around the whole situation.
Yeah, I don't 100% trust AI for so many reasons, but for like a pocket lawyer, it's pretty handy.
I've asked it a whole lot of questions that I was curious about.
Yeah. And occasionally you can actually get it to cite its sources properly.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was having it do some work for me yesterday, and I thought I came to this glorious conclusion, and then I was like, I did not. I was like, well, shit. I was excited for like 14 seconds. I was really happy about something I thought I found.
Yeah, it's the little alien in the computer. Sometimes it performs a little trickery.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of the angle of like liability insurance with consignment. That's interesting because yeah, it's technically not your property.
Yeah, and I hadn't either, and that was kind of in the. I just remember the post because when this all came up, I was like, I didn't think we did consignment. And I looked it back up, and they talked about that, and then the whole tax liability of things. Your accountant has to know, okay, you didn't make all that profit off this, you paid it out to that. So it's like from an accounting and liability standpoint, what somebody describes like it's just a mess to deal with. So it's not worth the time and energy and effort. Now, yeah, I can't speak to at her time and when it all started. Those manuals and stuff would have been before my time.
I'm wondering about that. So a collection that size, and now we'll use the famous number because that wasn't a $200,000 collection, but we'll go with 200.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So $200,000. He's supposed BAM is supposed to keep 35%. I think is what they were saying there. Some crazy thing. So I don't think I understand how the taxes would work there, because if do they pay him the 65%? So do they give him a 1099 out of the deal?
I would assume, because I guess Oregon doesn't have sales tax, so I think that probably makes things a little bit less complex in that situation. But I would imagine from a federal tax standpoint, I assume so.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, muddies the waters, and so that's why, and maybe that's why they just told us just to. In the chat, I should say, in the chat that I asked, it was just owners who were discussing the thing. It wasn't owners were like, "Hey, don't touch it; it's a mess." But
yeah, that sounds really complicated because then they send him a 1099, and now he has to pay taxes on the sale of that, and they have to pay taxes on the income of the 35%.
Yeah, so it's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and you don't even have. You didn't actually purchase a product to write off against that 35%.
Yeah, so it's 35 pure profit.
Yeah, that's ugly.
And then he'd have to figure out. I mean, I guess if it's a business expense, maybe who knows? Does he write off his initial purchase to it?
Yeah.
It'd be a nice situation either way from a taxing standpoint.
Yeah, that sucks because if that's old retired Lego, which I mean it is, we know that's what we're talking about here. He doesn't have documentation for all of that going back that far, and if he
care.
Yeah, I mean, like, I shouldn't say he doesn't. Maybe he does. That's unfair to say because I have a pretty good paper trail on everything in this house, so and storage and friggin' everywhere else. So maybe he does. That was unfair of me to say, but I don't think the tax man gives a shit about any kind of documentation from 2004.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, and even like that's enough if someone came in my store tomorrow, and even if we did consignment, like if it was like, it's up to. If someone tried to explain to me that I have to go through and get additional insurance to ensure the sets that are in my location that I don't own, like that sounds like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
For 35%, I don't know it's enough work for me to deal with that.
Yep. Yeah, 35%. Yeah, because in that you get a collection that big. I don't know how long it takes to sell a collection that big in a brick and mortar store, but it's a fair amount of time, I would imagine.
I think it depends on the store, is what I guess is a good. I mean, we have stores that I think would sell it, and there's a store in Florida that had that. They like 2 million inventory that just opened probably a couple months ago. Like, yeah, they did like a store tour type thing before they opened, and I think they had $1 million inventory in the store, and they had an absolute killer grand opening.
Wow.
And I'm not gonna. I don't have this public knowledge, so I won't speak to what their number was. But I mean, they had an absolute just killer grand opening. So for them, $200K,
Not a big
month
deal.
and a half,
Yeah. Okay.
maybe. Someone asked me, actually, one of my buddies asked me today about it because I hear about the situation, like how long do I think I would take? Obviously, I don't know how much it was the minifigs compared to like sets and stuff like that, and duplicate sets and yada yada yada. But I think I could blow through it in 6 months.
6 months. Okay. So you figure realistically it's $100,000 collection ish. So maybe you make 35 grand out of that over 6 months.
Yeah.
Those numbers don't seem that great. Like, I mean, they're not awful, and
No,
you're not hunting for it and trying to source it. It's all in your lap. But
yeah, if it's, I mean, quote unquote, free money to an extent, I mean, is it worth the hassle? I guess that would be up to each individual store to figure out.
yeah, it's a lot of work for. It's not no money. I mean, 35 grand. It's a decent amount of money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But spread out over 6 months and all of the work and all of the headaches and everything else involved with it, you can make that money doing other things in your store. You know.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not. I don't know. To me, it wouldn't have been worth it, but I don't know.
Yeah. And so that, I'd never considered this one. It was mentioned that Crystal from the original owner there had taken a lot of the stuff off site. Now, I don't know if any of that's true or whatever that story is, but for insurance purposes, now it makes a lot more sense why she would have taken that off site, because then it wouldn't be mixed in liability purposes, whatever, with the store. Maybe it could have been in renter's insurance from her unit or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't. Like I said, all my knowledge, I get all my knowledge from the internet. Which I mean, not thrilled about, but it is what it is. After that email got leaked, it's been tougher to get information about what's going on from the BAM side. But yeah, I mean, it would make sense, you know. And I think it was reported that the store had several break-ins, you know. So keeping stuff on site probably maybe not the best option. So to keep stuff off site probably made more sense. And you know, did she get insurance to have $20,000 worth in the store? And like maybe her store coverage was $20,000 that she doesn't own, and so you couldn't keep any more than that in the store. That's all speculation. I have absolutely no idea. But based on I think Ben's video, there was maybe it's not Ben, maybe it's just the Excel document. There was some in storage somewhere. So yeah, it would make sense not to have it in the store. If you're worried about break-ins or liability or anything else, I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I'd have $200,000 worth of Lego just sitting in a store of highly sought sets that I didn't own. That'd be concerning.
Yeah.
Be harder to sleep at least, I guess.
Yeah.
It was before all this broke. There was a guy had called me about his parents owned a Lego stores back in the day, or a toy store, and he said he had like 10 Cloud Cities. And I was like, that would be awesome. But even then I was like, there's no way I'd keep them in my store. Like one, maybe. I'm not gonna have 10 of those sitting around to get window broken into at night.
Yeah. At that point, you almost lock them in your own house.
Yeah. So it's like to have a $200,000 Star Wars collection sitting on a shelf. I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but I'd be concerned.
Yeah. At what point do you get better security, like the roll down cages in front of your doors? Or I mean, I guess if you're in like a strip mall or something, that complicates things.
Yeah.
Some of your options, but
yeah, I've thought about that. Like I don't have them. But the police station is a quarter mile from my store, which makes me feel a little better about the situation.
Yeah.
They can be there pretty quickly, but yeah. I guess if I had that much store, and I don't know if some of the other bigger stores that do a lot more volume than I do have that kind of stuff, but at some point, it gives you better peace of mind to sleep at night than.
Yeah. You need like lasers and combat sharks.
Yeah.
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 Sharks with laser beams on their heads.
Oh yeah. Yep. There you go. Perfect. Oh man. And because we live in the age of social media, every time there's a break-in or something crazy and it gets sensationalized, somewhere there's somebody else who's like, "Oh, they got away." It's like, thanks, guys. If you had just not advertised that, then maybe somebody else wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Or be less inclined. Or, it's Lego's worth more than gold. And then here goes everybody. It's like,
Yeah, it's always a concern. Got plenty of cameras and alarm systems and stuff like that. And, I guess it probably depends if you're in a mall per se, probably less, worried than if you're not, or if you're a standalone store versus being in a strip mall. I'm sure there's different avenues that you have to start, figuring out where your security level, is.
yeah, I would imagine a lot of strip malls these days have, at least like a pole camera somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Other than just, the storefront cameras, back door, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Security is a tough one. And they say you're on camera something crazy, like thousands of times a day now. Like every single storefront you walk by, everybody's phone that walks by you.
I believe it. We have there's like a website, it's called like Place or something like that shows just movement data, and it's insane how much data they just get off your phone.
Yeah.
Like how long you spend in a business. Did you come from your house to a business? Did you go from your business to a house? Did you go to Walmart to my store? Did you go from my store to Walmart? Like it's insane how much just data there is on all of us out there. Just
yeah, and now every car has cameras all over it too, and they're tracking all of that somehow.
Yeah, yeah. The first auditor videos, it cracks me up when people give them a hard time. They're like you're on camera 40 times. Like there's cameras everywhere. You're just mad because it's a phone or whatever. Obviously they're there to agitate people, but it's still interesting.
What was it? The report about Pokemon Go. Did you see that one? So, I don't know if it was earlier this year or the end of last year. With all of the Pokemon Go playing, that was worldwide, this big craze. All of that geo-tracking that they were doing, they were mapping like every inch of the earth that people were playing. And they got like the most complex like data set of like geography that there's ever been. Blows Google Maps way out of the water because they have like every inch of the woods, and they're like, all right, go, chase your stupid Pokemon and just record all of this terrain for us. And yeah, they recorded every step of everything anyone ever did. It's wild.
It's genius. Like, at least use it. I mean, you can obviously use it for some good. I don't know how you could use it for some bad. I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much potential there. I mean, if somebody gets lost in the woods, now all the woods are mapped, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not smart enough to know how to properly use all of that information, but I can think of a lot of good possibilities.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of great use cases that people smarter than me could definitely come up with.
And they didn't have to pay to compile any of that data.
Yeah, since you had free labor.
Yeah. Yep. They just put out an app out there. And I don't think you had to pay for Pokemon Go. I mean, maybe there were additional things you could pay for. I have no idea. But
yeah, it's not right.
But what's this? Do you think BAM has more than a 10% chance of survival?
I'm trying to figure out how to. Yes, I guess yes is my ultimate answer. Do I think there's a lot of things that need to happen? Yes.
Yep. That's fair. I mean, Personally, I don't think BAM's going anywhere. This all sucks, and lots of things need to happen. I don't think they're going anywhere. Jim Wolf of Bricks has been saying for ages that eventually Lego is going to buy BAM. That's
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if they. I guess I don't know that I would hate it.
Yep.
As long as they don't close my store down, I guess I wouldn't hate it.
Well, they bought Bricklink, and they did damn near nothing with Bricklink other than add the designer program.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, I think we fill a niche that obviously non-BAM stores fill the same niche. But if you had someone like Lego or anybody else, I guess that wanted to take that on and standardize it, I think it's can be a win.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see what your sourcing would look like, because you would be buying theoretically from the same distributor, right?
Yeah.
Since, there's one, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
I mean, unless, with the Virginia center opening up, which I think is next year now, maybe you could potentially come direct, but I don't think any of the stores are big enough to even deal with that, right?
Individual stores, no.
Yeah. And as long as everything stays franchised, I don't see any reason why they would even need to change that.
No.
So,
no. I mean, I imagine if Lego purchased BAM, that they could. I mean, it's probably the same way they ship to their individual stores now. You just essentially I don't know what their footprint is today. You add another 200 X stores to the footprint and just ship to all the individual stores. I think the biggest hurdle would be is, if I had to guess, the Kenwood store, which is the closest one to me, is, I feel like it's smaller than I am. I don't know, let's call it 1,600 square feet of all new in box. So how do you bridge that gap?
That store is all new?
The Lego store, the Kenwood store, yeah.
Oh, you mean actual Lego store?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be the gap, is that we couldn't carry as much. Like, I can't carry what the Lego store has in new in box.
Okay.
I just
all right. I get what you're saying.
And if I had like a 5,000 square foot store, I could.
It would be interesting if they were to switch things up and said, like, okay, well, this is all our excess inventory, stuff we've stopped production on, retired sets, whatever. We're not going to carry these in our retail locations because we can't, because they're small. So here, you guys sell them.
It'd be interesting, yeah, if they would say, like, when June 1st hits or whatever, here, this is all of our back stock that we haven't sold out on Lego's website. I guess instead of marking it down 40%, you just ship it to all the stores.
Yeah.
Now, some of that would be brutal because some of that stuff sits around forever at 40%. No one wants it.
Yeah. How many Wish sets do you need in your store?
Yeah, I'd hate to have a whole pallet of stuff I don't want, or keychains and everything else that are still on sale, 40% off. But
we were talking about those in the buy box Lego call last night. The Fennec Shan keychain for like $1.99.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want those. I guess there'd be and I guess and I would hope that if Lego did that, it wouldn't want to come off as like a like an outlet store.
Yeah.
So you'd have to try to keep it, hopefully not that case, if that ever happened.
Yeah. Oh God. A Lego outlet store would be the worst. Because there is no like real middle ground with Lego. It's like, this is awesome, or this is just going to be the dustiest piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like Avatar is pretty much a whole theme. You know, there's been a few. Yeah, Lego's obviously involved, control the market and rules. Lego's such a weird company. Like, some of their moves seem so dumb, but there's you don't get to be the biggest toy company in the world, whatever it is, 12 years running now, by accident. Like, you can't be that dumb for that long and still stay on top.
Yeah, I was starting to, if they're oversaturating the market was my concern with all of the different themes that they're coming out with now, because it's just there's a lot, and that's my hope, is that they're not trying to oversaturate the market with all the themes they have.
Yeah.
I want to see Pirates come back. Pirates and Western.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh god, that would, I think they'd make a killing off of, Pirates and Westerns. They'd make a killing off if they came back and did it right.
Did you see nobody has technically seen yet, but have you heard about the Castle GWP coming next month? The was it the Sea Serpent something? It's a redo of the old Castle ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. GWP sometime, we're thinking mid-July. It's gonna be a good one.
That'll be cool. We got the like mini castle build GWP. I think I've got 19 of those things sitting around my store.
Yeah, those went nowhere.
No.
Sad about that.
Brutal.
Yeah, I see at least a couple of them. Yeah, those ones were weird though, because we didn't get minifigures. We got like little buildable horses with little like micro build.
Yeah, that and the Year of the Horse. I've got 40 Year of the Horses.
Whew, 40.
And then that's the stuff I tell people. I'm like, listen, I'll give you $1. Like, I don't want it. Like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm like, I've got too many. Like, I'll give you $1 for it. If you don't take it, you don't hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not from you shopping. That's from people bringing them to you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was
Sometimes
a bad one.
We get too many too fast, and we don't know that they're just not going to sell. And it's like, I mean, that one we probably could have had a decent idea it was going to sell, but
yeah.
But then some people are just happy to get a buck out of it, because like, I don't want it either.
Yeah.
Oh, I really didn't want it for $1.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you just throw them in a box, and when you get all 12, you just sell them as a set.
Yeah. So we'll give them away at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, there you go. Charity event.
There'll be another gift with purchase.
Yeah, because you guys can do gift with purchases too. That's
yeah.
Right. Now, how do you plan events? Is it like just the anniversary, May 4th? I think you guys did something.
Yeah, we did May 4th. I mean, it's kind of whatever we want to do. I did we did a customer like appreciation thing towards the end of December, which I guess because we had to do inventory. We have to do inventory at the end of the year, kind of troop our inventory, and so customer appreciation event, we put a bunch of stuff on sale just to ultimately help us with inventory. A lot of stuff we have to count at the end of the year. We can kind of do. Some stores do a lot more than others. I'm not great with social media and all that kind of stuff, so I could probably do more than I do, but it's kind of up on us to do whatever we feel makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know what the population is down there, how much action you get, but did you think of like bringing in a couple high school kids to your social media?
I probably need to do something. We have I hired a lady for marketing because I don't have time with having a day job. I just don't have time.
Yeah.
And she's helped us get us, like, we've done some brewery events, which have done really, really well for us. But probably my next goal will be we just started Whatnot, so I got a kid to do that. I probably need to hire somebody that can do some social media stuff. There was a kid that was interested, one of my girlfriend's wife's friend, or my girlfriend's friend. He's like going to college for it, and I was like, yeah, like come, like if you come in the store, give me some ideas. Like, we'll see, but he wanted to be paid, and I'm like, I'll pay you if you're good. Like, I don't know if you're good. Like, I don't even know what ideas you have.
Yeah, intern situation.
Yeah, he's like, what ideas you have? And I was like, I didn't go to school for this, buddy. That's what I'm paying you for? You figure out, or we'll pay you. But
Yeah.
so it's on my list of things to do.
You follow the Brick Show shop?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'll send you some links for them later.
Yeah.
Their Minifig Madison is part of that whole deal there, and they have like this team of like young girls. I don't know if they're all like college age or what they are, and they do like they understand, I guess, the trend things that are happening. Man, I'm sounding my age, and yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah. I mean, it's excuse the closing on 50 talk here, but like they understand all of the things that are going on, and they get a pretty good handle on that. It's like, man, they're just like average girls who happen to be in the right age group to understand all of the things that are going on.
Yeah,
And,
the
I think
Powell
it's like
store.
family operation over there.
If you ever check out Bricks and Minifigs Powell, his social media, he does a lot of that like trending stuff, and he incorporates it into his store and Lego in general. He's good at it. I'm terrible.
The best one out there is what's her name? Ella. I think her name's Ella. She's from Atlanta Brick Co.
Oh, okay.
She is awesome. She's the one that I'm sure everybody has seen drop the Death Star a couple times, like the old Death Star, like the top of a ladder and down a flight of stairs. And those guys are wild over there, and they've had a podcast for years and all kinds of crazy things. They're great.
Yeah, I'll have to try to check them out if I'm ever out that way. Yeah, the positive messages. Yeah, the messages of encouragement.
Yeah. It sucks that there's no way to boycott only corporate, but there's just not a way to do that.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah,
and yeah, everyone that like posts on my Facebook, like they're like, I can't shop there. Like, all right, like I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. Like I understand it. I understand why people are pissed. I understand it all. You know, and I guess the one thing that I think people don't understand is probably at this point that the owners are as frustrated as the general public is about this whole situation. Yeah. We just can't get on Facebook and say, you know, anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. I mean, trapped by contracts backed by good lawyers, right?
Yeah, like I just see the guys like the franchising to grow a pair and stand up to this company. I promise you, we are doing what we can.
Yeah, I mean,
now, if any of you guys got top secret information, you want to shoot it my way, then I'm willing to listen. But I mean, I can promise you that we are. I feel like the general conception or perception is that we're all just sitting around either high-fiving each other like this is the greatest event that's ever happened, or that we're all just sitting, quietly in the corner just waiting for this to die over. And I can see, because a lot of stores turned off their comments, which I get. Like, it's tough to wake up, and I don't know if we can cuss on here, but
oh yeah,
yep. It's tough to get on. I'm up at 6:45 now. When my kid was still in school, which when this was going on, I'm up at 5 a.m. Like, go fuck your mom at 5 a.m. So that's a tough end to. You haven't got a sip of coffee yet, and you're just like, oh, go fuck my mom. Like, okay, that's cool. You're just like, damn, man. Like, all right, like, let's give me a little bit. Now I'm up at 6:45, so it hurts a little bit less, but it's tough to wake up to that. And so I understand why stores have turned off their comments. I've turned mine to, I think you have to be a follower for 24 hours. And if you comment, I don't delete. So if you say fire XO, I don't delete it. It's still there. Like, I'll leave it there. I'll let you, if it's a question that I feel I can answer, then I answer it. If it's go fuck myself, I usually delete those ones. But
Yeah, there's in any situation. I mean, beyond just the BAM story. When people come in the comments and they talk shit or like middle of the road stuff. I mean, it just outright hate. That's got to go away.
Yeah.
The people who delete just like negative comments right away, that basically invites more negative comments because it's like, what you can't handle a little bit of criticism, and then the wolves really come out.
And like today, some guys like, get your resume ready. I was like, I got a full-time job. I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
so it's, and I've had some really good conversations. I've had some really good conversations with people that don't like us for whatever reason. I'm not for whatever reason, for their reasons.
Yeah.
You know, and I've had some good conversations where at the end of the day, we agree, like, hey, it's a shitty situation that I'm put in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a fucking dude. Like,
Yep.
I stole no one's Lego. Corporate doesn't send me Lego. I never got no mystery package of secret Star Wars sets or any shit like that. Like, and realistically, I tried to. I was talking with we have like these field people that come to our store and try to help us out. And I was like, I try to not get involved with corporate at all. Like, I try to be as least hands-on as possible. I just want to run my store, pay my dues, and just do my thing. And I've been very vocal since this started. Way more than I ever wanted to be involved with corporate to begin with. Like, it sucks, and like, I talk about wanting to open a second store, and assuming all things turned out great, any way that could happen, one way or another, I probably I've made it harder on myself than maybe I needed to.
Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but somebody making a suggestion about opening like a comic book store of Funko Pops, just kind of bide your time.
Yeah. I was talking to a guy today, actually. Him and I were talking about what my long-term plans are, and then it's always been to open multiple stores. So, if we had this conversation 3 weeks ago, and you said, "Hey, what's your goal?" It was to open three stores, and then be able to not work my day job. Again, not making millions. It's not $1 million scheme by any sense of the imagination. But that was kind of my goal, and so we talked about, I guess in toy stores in general, is that an option, kind of thing, is because you don't have like Toys R Us is gone, obviously, and like, is there a market out there that you expand beyond Lego? And is that a market to potentially touch into?
Now, thinking about toy stores, there's, I think, 2 within any amount of memory distance of me. There's one at like a mall, the Toy Vault, I think they're called. And it's all like retro toys, old stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think there's one like an hour and a half from here in Rhode Island. And that's all I can think of for like not mainstream toy stores, like indie toy stores. That's all I can think of.
Yeah,
It's
we've
not a whole
got.
lot.
I'm sure there's more in the greater Cincinnati area, but I know we've got. There's like a King Arthur's Court that they've got everything puzzles, and I know they sell Lego as well, and they've got just a source of stuff. And then there's like it's like the coolest toys on earth or something like that. And they've got a bunch of yeah, that's a good name. They've got a bunch of random stuff. I haven't been in so long. I don't think here at Lego. So like, is there possibilities of expanding the niche? Possibly. Where I think you could do potentially like a hybrid where you still have like a buy sell trade model and maybe just have additional things on top of it. There's one really close to me. It's like House of Plastic, and they've kind of got a I would say it's like a buy sell trade model that opens up to all toys. So they have like
Okay.
old action figures, new action figures. They've got
Okay.
a bunch of old GI Joe and other stuff like that too. And I assume they do relatively well. They've got a pretty big, store.
I love those places.
Yeah, it's neat. I go in there and he's super close to me. We're probably a mile and a half apart from each other. Now his Lego selection's much smaller than mine, but it's just you go in there and you're just like, oh, I remember that toy as a kid. I remember that as a kid. It's like that's super cool.
Yeah. I love to look at the Masters of the Universe section. It's like, oh, I'm missing that one, missing that one. Oh, can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this question here. So BAM goes bankrupt. Let's say they're not going bankrupt over this, but let's say they do. Is there some kind of clause built in where you get an out at that point?
I don't know. Assuming there is, I go independent.
That would almost be the best case scenario, right?
I mean, it's a case scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I can say and I can't say. So I'm trying to.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to get myself in trouble. I got a good giggle earlier today, and maybe I get in trouble for this. I don't know. But they were like, we have NDAs, obviously. But I was like, an NDA, I don't. You haven't told me anything, so
you have nothing to disclose.
Yeah, I don't know what I can't do. Like, I can't disclose anything. I don't know. I'm as in the dark as everybody else. Like, I wait out and I'm like, all right, what's the next video? Like, what am I going to learn from the next video?
Well, nothing, because Ben has to be quiet now. Yeah.
So I guess CoffeeZilla did release his video today, but it's behind his Patreon.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll have to wait till somebody releases a summary of it.
You and me both.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can pay $5 to watch it, and I was like, I'll wait. Like, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm good.
There is. Oh man, what the hell is the name of it? Fuck, I can't remember. Whatever. There's an analytics site for Patreon where you basically look and see what everybody's subscription numbers look like going up and down. And you can get a general feel for what everybody's subscription numbers look like. And between Patreon subs and, getting a general idea what CPMs are worth on YouTube.
Yeah.
Ben's going to make like $20,000 to $30,000 off of this ordeal. Now, that's from the content. That's before he's going to pay whatever legal fees. And so this is not me saying, oh, Ben's getting rich on this.
Yeah.
Because God only knows what's going to happen to him. And really, I question some of his tactics, but he seems like a likable guy. And I don't have a whole lot negative to say.
I'll get in trouble for this. I mean, it was entertaining.
Yep.
And that was my biggest gripe through all of this situation is videos been put out against the brand, and they've been his were entertaining. I mean, you like him, you don't like his tactics, whatever. They caught your attention. It was an hour and a half movie that.
Yep.
I would have sat down and watched with some popcorn. Like, it was entertaining. It is what it is. Like, and the responses to that have been brutal.
Yep.
Brutal. And it's just like, yeah, brutal. So, yeah. I mean, I've watched about every video on this as you can, because that's how I'm getting my information.
Yep.
And
yeah. And
leaked email, maybe that's why we're not as informed as I would like to be, and maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point they have to be worried that anything else that they send out is going to leak, because I'm sure a lot of the store owners are mad as hell.
Yeah. If anybody out there thinks that all the store owners are super thrilled, and I've drank more in the last couple weeks than I have in a long time, and it's not celebration drinking. It's what kind of shit show are we in? And
it's liquid Coke.
Yeah, it's a lot. Unfortunately for me, I'm a bourbon guy anyway, so I've got plenty of ammo. But yeah, It's even like I'm looking at the Cooper guys. It's like again, if you've got some great suggestions that legally work out, you send them my way. I'd be curious, but
yeah, I wonder why that hasn't been touched on in any of the millions of videos that have come out at this point. Now that all of the legal channels are talking about it, why nobody has said like, "Hey, franchisees, here's your way out." Like,
so to my knowledge, not a lawyer. There's not one. There's not a clear-cut one.
yeah,
And maybe, I guess if you're doing a video, maybe it doesn't appeal to everybody, but
yeah.
I to my knowledge, and I would imagine it's probably not uncommon news that probably every owner's somewhat investigated this during this be like, all right, we're like, what do we have? Like, what's our ammo? And it is not a lot. I think we got a cap gun. That's our ammo, a cap gun.
Yeah, it's tough. So if you're in, I don't know, say your revenue drops 10%, just picking whatever numbers, right?
Yep.
Your revenue drops 10%. And it's very clear that under normal circumstances, there's no other reason for it to drop. Hard thing to prove, right? But it sucks that you can't just go to them and say, hey, listen, you guys fucked us bad enough. We're down 10%. And this is because you guys, what are we going to do about it? They're not going to do anything. But like, you don't have any way to just say, listen, you have to.
Yeah, I think I put this on my Facebook, so I guess I'm probably somewhat safe to say this. I guess maybe. Bricks Minifigs owns the brand. Like, they own the brand, and to my knowledge, they can do with it as they please. So, I think I'd made an analogy if they want to be a pet store, I guess I become a pet store. And maybe it's not quite so like they can do that. I don't know, but they own. They own the brand, and so the brand is what they make the brand.
Huh.
So, and I don't know, from a legality standpoint, I don't know where that gives the stores that want to get out or fight it. I don't know what ground that gives them. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. That's why all you internet guys, if you're lawyers and you're saying, hey, just do A, B, and C, give a couple extra, 1A, 1B, 1C. Maybe it takes traction somewhere. Maybe it doesn't. It'd be up to each store, I guess, to figure out what their path is.
Let's see. Raven with the super chat. Could corporate offer to suspend royalties for a bit?
They could. Has it been? I would say it's been mentioned. I think it's been mentioned on both sides to some extent, but I don't know that it was mentioned in passing or questions. Potentially.
Now,
I should say they could offer it, yes. Will it be offered? I don't know.
They could do some things with that, because it doesn't have to be all or nothing, right? It could be, we'll give you X number, points of a break for so long, whatever.
Yeah. And I think there's an argument there for various reasons. I think even if you say sales aren't impacted, the amount of time and energy that everybody's had to spend on this.
Yeah, putting out fires.
Yeah. There's even if you don't put in sort of like mental stress, whatever, like just time and energy alone. My marketing lady that helps with my marketing, I know that she spent probably an astronomical amount of time just, deleting the comments that shouldn't be up there.
We need a copy of the full franchise contract. I wonder if that's out floating in the internet somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny. There was a guy I was chatting with, I think yesterday, or the day before, and he's like, "Would you send me your email or something like that?" Like, I'm not the guy to leak stuff. This is not my cup of tea.
Well, and it'll come back to bite you in the ass somehow.
I'm sure that it would. Yeah, there's a million reasons why I wouldn't leak anything. I imagine there's potentially ways to get it. I don't know how much was leaked from Crystal stuff, if it was just one page or if it was the entire agreement. I don't know. I've just seen the one page, I think.
Clayton, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's one thing we never really asked for until the end of the show. But since it's been mentioned here, if you guys want to hit that like button while you're here, I wouldn't be too sad about it. I don't even know where we're at here.
Not an ass kissing event from the gentleman that asked.
No.
And if anybody has any questions, I will answer any question as honest. I mean, I'll answer honestly. I mean, if it's something I can't answer, I'll just say I can't answer.
I owned the BAM in Hillard for a year. Here, you know what? I tend to mumble when I read comments, so I'll put this up on screen.
Very good, yeah.
I owned the BAM in Hillard for a year. I lost the store and my house. Corporate doesn't care about the stores after they get your franchise fee. Just my opinion. That's tough. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean that's shitty. I think corporate can do more to support the people after they open. I think that's been a common complaint, minus all of this nonsense.
Do they do anything as far as helping with the grand opening?
I would say there's a fair amount of support between day 0 when you sign your franchise agreement and opening. I would say there's a fair amount of support through that. Post that, the support model is not what it could be.
Okay. All right. So they don't have any like influencers in their corner that they send your way to help out, anything like that?
No. I think they've tried some a gentleman actually like franchise coaches, I guess a good way to put it. They tried that. I think the original model was not fantastic. And the poor guy that visited my store the other day, he's like 2.5 weeks in. So he came in at like obviously the best possible time for a situation. So I mean, I felt like him and I had a really good conversation. I guess he's technically corporate, so I bitched a lot. I sent my message to him, and I was like, "You're probably going to get a lot of bitching," and he's like, "I get it." But originally the original coaching came in and was like, "Hey, this isn't compliant," and stuff like that. And when I knew this guy was coming, I'd kind of asked ahead of time if he comes in and says, "Your curtains are wrong." I was gonna be like, "Just get out, get out, man." Like, I've had 3 weeks getting shit on, and that's saying it politely. I've worded it in a much worse condition to my friends. I said I could have a job as an OnlyFans model for what the internet's done to my face. So I was like, you take that how you want to, but I was like, it's like some of it's been brutal, and I was like, so I think if this guy's coming in to be like, "Oh, you're this isn't correct," I'm like, just get the fuck out. Like, I don't have the time and energy to deal with nonsense. But he was good. He listened. I feel like being 2.5 weeks in, he's probably got a pretty fresh feel on a lot of this stuff.
Let's see. What am I missing here? I feel like I missed part of the conversation here. They took down the GoFundMe. Yeah, I saw that earlier.
I don't know. I can say I don't know what I can say.
Now, we don't know who specifically took down the GoFundMe?
Fair. I will say that it was brought up on a call we had today, and the people talking from corporate said they weren't sure why it was down either. So take that for what it is.
Now, is it possible that Brian cashed it in?
It's possible,
Yeah.
and maybe
he took it before they took it, or
It's possible,
before something else happened.
I saw from the Ben video this morning, and for anyone just here, all 99% of my information is from the internet as well. I saw from the Ben video this morning that he said if he talked about Bricks and Minifigs that they could take it. So maybe he pulled it. Maybe Brian pulled it as a measure to not get it taken, which I think would be probably maybe a smart and viable approach to the situation.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't trust the obviously the legal system's gotten, they're in this as being corrupt. There's a lot of hate in different avenues. So if you didn't feel that you weren't going to get fucked, I could see you pulling it and securing it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and this is my thinking if I'm in their shoes, right? Brian or Ben, either situation. It's like that GoFundMe would not have hit that number if it wasn't for Ben. So if I'm Brian and I'm looking at this $300,000, I'm thinking, okay, sure, I want my original money back. Sure, of course, he deserves at least that much and more, right?
Yeah.
Legal fees back, whatever. And then whatever above and beyond that, kick over to Ben to cover his legal fees for making it all happen. I mean, and I'm sure there's some kind of number that comes out of that $300K that you don't get goes to the platform. I think. I don't really know.
I'd imagine that. I assume GoFundMe is not powered on deeds.
Yeah. Actually, we just did a fundraiser with Bricks of Hope that was run through GoFundMe. And when donations went to GoFundMe, you had the option of, say you donate $10, the recipient gets, say, $9 or something, and $1 goes to admin, whatever. Or you could pay $11 instead. And then they get the full 10. I think that's how the options work. I don't know that I don't believe it's 10%.
But yeah.
But again, easy math.
Yeah, some percent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a decent business model.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, GoFundMe is pretty huge at this point.
Yeah.
That was also a great charity event. If anybody hasn't heard of Bricks of Hope, they're a fantastic organization. They deliver Lego sets to sick kids in the hospital.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's Adam, the founder of Bricks of Hope, is a fantastic human. He can account for every penny going exactly where it's supposed to. And he has brought so much joy to so many kids who really need it. It is a fantastic company. I can't say enough good things.
Yeah,
So-
I would love to do something with Cincinnati Children's, because Cincinnati has a massive children's hospital. And they just opened like a remote office not too far from my store. So we've talked to him a little bit about trying to just do something, but yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let me see if I can find that. Austin from Austin's Bricks and the Brick Connection there. He's done a couple fundraisers for hospitals. I think one or two of them were somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah,
I kind of get a little jumbled up with geography over there, but it's the disadvantage of living in a tiny state. All of the rest of you guys, it's like you have states within your states.
Yeah, because I'm still, yeah.
Sometimes you just read the comments and it's just you know.
I missed some. I know there was some of them firing in there for a minute.
Let's see. Gunfred said that it was taken down and he's unsure why in his latest video. He said he'll be served with court papers. Okay. I don't know. Man.
Yeah, the court thing's a mess. I don't know. I'm just talking from a non-BAM person, just talking as myself. I just want this all to end. Like if there's Lego that can be replaced or money can be replaced, replace it, move on. Just move on.
Yeah. And
I think the whole community as a whole, everybody involved, would just be better if it was just we all just moved on.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't remember which of the BAM guys, but during one of the ACOB shows, Sean had asked, is the brand ever going to recover from this? And he said no.
That was Amen.
Yeah. Okay. So it was the boss there.
Yes.
Yeah. And I appreciate that he was at least honest with that. I don't appreciate a whole hell of a lot of what he said, but he's right there. And I think that was the brand's not going to fully recover.
No, it's not. It's not. And there was a, and I guess the world has to take this for what it is, and I guess give some credit at the time as when this first leaked, and it was a slow burn, I think after like a couple days or so, it was at like 200,000 views from Ben's original video. You got to think that some of these owners have had their stores for 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, X amount of years. And at the time when you're the 30th store, 50th store, whatever you may be, 5th store, your interactions with Ammon and Matt were probably way more on a one-to-one basis. I don't know that I've ever met Ammon. I maybe once, maybe. I don't recall. I did meet Matt, had some conversations with him last year. So their interactions with those people were obviously a much more on a one-to-one basis. And if you've been with the company for 8, 10 years, 5 years, X amount of years, your trust to them is, you build trust over years. Just it is what it is. And probably up until this point, you've had no reason not to have any sort of concern with the brand to an extent. So when this first dropped, I think a lot of stores were like, okay, yeah, we'll get through this. I mean, obviously we were told what we were told from an internal standpoint that gave us some sort of reassurance, maybe. I don't know. But the more it's dragged on, it's just like, fuck, just be done with it. Like, it's exhausting for us.
Yeah. Now, and when I first heard about this, and the details were very sparse at the very beginning. We didn't have all of this information. It sounded like, okay, well, maybe Crystal did some shady shit.
Yeah.
And then maybe everything just fell apart and became a mess because bad paperwork, bad whatever. And, well, BAM should just do the simple thing and do some math, do a little bit of basic homework, and then just like cut a check and figure it out. Like, just whatever the number is, there's some record of payouts, and just, so say it's 100, he was already paid out 50, there's 50 remaining, give him 65% of that 50 and figure it out later and just write it off as a loss. But then it's like, okay, well, as soon as you do that, you're admitting fault. In the court of public opinion, you're admitting fault, whether you're at fault or not, which sucks. But lo and behold, all this time later, things have gotten a lot worse. It would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Just, pay the money then.
I think that's why in the video, Ben's video in the beginning, it was intriguing because you've got that doubt, like could it be Crystal? Like it's like there's a little bit in the beginning. It's like who is the villain, in the story, and then obviously I know how the video goes. The villain's quite obvious as the video is on. But it's in retrospect, I would like to hope that if you could go back in a time machine and you could just pay $50,000 or $100,000 to not have this be what it is, I'd hope. God, I'd hope everyone would just be like, yeah, we'll pay it.
Yep.
Versus, would I rather be wrong and not spend $200,000, or be wrong and spend $200,000 than not be wrong and spend whatever number it is today to defend that you're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a decision that I get to make as a lonely guy who has very little power to enforce things.
Yeah.
Well, the answer so far, it's the answer is we'll do what we've done to defend rightness.
Oh man. No, what is this? 2 in a row here. That name drives me crazy.
Amen.
Yeah. I always want to kind of mumble through it.
It's I think that's how he says it. I feel like it's Amen because I hear like Aman.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you say Aman, it sounds like that. What are they? Norwegian metal band or something? Yeah. He was very nice, but then again, he was in sales. He was selling his company to me. When I called corporate a year later to the day, I might have to file bankruptcy. His response was, if you file bankruptcy, you will be fired. How does that work? I'm not sure I quite understand that.
And I don't either. There was a gentleman that was on 2 days ago from Florida. And he was a franchise owner that went out of business one way or another, sold a store. I don't remember all the specifics, but he ultimately said like I could have filed for bankruptcy. Let me just check something real quick. Sure, I'm not okay. Checking internal stuff to make sure I wasn't getting an internal notification. I was just making sure I wasn't getting yelled at for anything.
Well, I mean, if corporate wants to watch the show, they can watch in replay, and I'll blur your face out.
I don't. Yeah, I've been very vocal to corporate, so I feel like we're probably good.
Yeah. Well, and you're not on here necessarily talking shit about them anyway.
No, and I feel like the message I've gotten was don't talk bad about the brand, and I've tried to not do that. You need something, babe? Okay. I've tried not to talk bad about the brand. Do I agree with every step of the way? No. But I think when owners aren't talking shit about Bricks Minifigs, it's not because we're happy about the situation where it's at today. We've got our own asses to cover at the same time. And that's not to defend anybody. It's like, these owners have poured a lot of money into their stores. And you're looking at a store that's 6, 7, 8 years in. That's a lot of time and money as well. So they're not going to just shoot themselves in the foot, for the sake of being a martyr.
Yeah. And it's better to say they fired me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, that sucks. So, okay. So what Raven's saying through all of this kind of brings me back to my sentiment that, like, yeah, okay, so maybe the corporate situation sucks. Okay, maybe not maybe. But everybody who's doing the whole boycott BAM thing still needs to remember that at the end of the day, we're not necessarily talking about corporate, like in this specific instance, but the store owners are like maybe help them not go into bankruptcy, right?
So like a good question, I just saw the comment, is maybe the problem is that you want to cover your butts instead of doing what's right. What do you want me to do that's right? Like, that's the question. I wish I could get a solid answer. What do you want me to do that I can do that's right? Like that would be, I'm curious what that answer is. Because if you're saying fire the CEO, I'm a dude in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay. All right, Raven. Sorry, it's with the flow of chat. I'm putting pieces together here. Okay, so Raven is also in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
the town that
yeah, I know of the store area. I don't know of his story per se.
okay. Yeah, because I don't know the area. So when
Okay.
the town was mentioned earlier, it didn't
Yeah,
compute
for
for
me,
me.
I
Okay.
knew the area he's talking about, but I don't know his story.
Yeah. Oh, Hive's here too. What's going on, Hive? All right. So I apologize, Raven, for
So
being a little slow on that.
yeah, I'm just gonna respond to I assume it's Michael. Chat's a little bit small. To Michael. Okay, all of us get together. We say, hey, you make it right. Then what do we do?
Yeah, I mean, you have no
Okay,
pull.
we've done that. We get on there. We say, you make it right. What next do we do? And that's assuming we haven't already done that. One, what's okay? That's part A of said plan. Now what? And I think this is the general gripe that we get, and probably a lot of upsetness as an owner is then what? They say no. Then what? Then what do we do? And I'm not saying that's been this. I'm not saying all 250 stores or whatever's open at the moment have said, hey, you stop this. And they said no, but in your game plan, then what? Like, what's next?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what their plan is. Like, I've been told to tell him to give it back. Okay, but then what?
Yeah.
It's a shitty. It's such a fucking shitty situation. And it's like, it sucks. I understand why Michael's pissed, and I understand it, and I understand why everyone's like, fuck you. Like, I get it. But if you just take 2 seconds and to be like, all right, tell him to give it back. Okay, I did. All right, what's next? What's the next step? Like, I don't know. They didn't do it. All right, well, where are we at now? Like, and then it's like, well, fuck you. That's the next point. Like, that's the next. They're like, oh, I don't know, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so at that point, you're like, all right, well, screw you. I'm going to violate my 10-year contract and pay you all kinds of money as I leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fight in court in Utah for the next 6 years. Like, I'm gonna not feed my family, and just fuck myself out of a lot of money, I guess, is the next option.
Now, okay, so these are the times where I wish I was a little more like law savvy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
like
you and me both.
yeah, because
You and me both.
usually if I'm trying to learn a law, it's because I'm trying to learn a way around it, not because, so like in this situation, it's like, okay, well, you're 1 year into a 10-year contract.
Yeah.
That's a very expensive buyout, and it's way too expensive to just walk out.
Yes.
So the options are you can stick it out or basically that, right?
So I imagine I could offer my store for sale. I imagine the market's not hot.
Yeah,
For
not right
that.
now. Yeah.
So to find a buyer would be interesting to pay me what I feel it's worth. So put that out there for perspective.
Mhm.
I can't imagine that anybody wants to buy the store. So could I file for bankruptcy? I could, but
It makes it real hard to open the next one.
yeah, I mean, that puts a lot of damage on me personally that I then have to deal with for the next 10 years.
Mhm.
So I don't know that that's a solution that I find to be viable. Some people may say, oh, yeah, I'd love to live in debt and be miserable and fight through life for the next 10 years to prove whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm willing to do that with a family. If I was single, then maybe. I'm not in a situation to do that to myself. So, like I tell everybody, like if you've got great options, I mean, send them my way. I mean, I'll look at them, but it's not. When everyone says that, you tell corporate. All right.
All right. So basically, your option is you could deal with it, or you could sell and then just not have a Lego store because you can't compete anyway. Once you sell, that's got to be built in there.
Yeah. So in the non-compete, it's not brutal. It's not the non-compete. Once I'm out, is not brutal.
Okay.
Could I open a store in my general area? Yeah.
Okay.
But I have to find someone that's willing to buy my store out, which right
Well,
now,
and then you have to compete with them.
yeah. Then I've
Right.
got to compete with him, which right now, I probably not a terrible situation.
Mhm.
But I then have to find somebody to buy my store out. So even if we're just going to make up numbers, let's just say that you buy my store for $250,000. Make up a number. Let's say that makes me whole and what I'm invested in, time, energy, so on and so forth. I then go back into debt the same amount of money to reopen my next store. So I've made nothing. I then spend all that money again to start over, to start another store. Yeah, down the road. I've got a mile radius I can't compete with. So I'm down the road a little bit, maybe just as good as area, maybe not. I don't know. Just to start all over.
So the best thing to do is just be the best damn store you could possibly be, and which has been the goal all along anyway. So
Yeah.
just
So
stay situation
yeah.
normal.
Yeah. So for everyone out there, like
Yep.
Everyone's like, go independent, just go independent. I promise you that a lot of stores would have done so if the option was so easily available.
Yep.
And obviously Bricks and Minifigs doesn't make it easy because they wouldn't want us to do this in a normal situation, I guess.
Yep.
They wouldn't want stores just to be like, oh, we figured this out. We've done this long enough to know that we can do this on our own. So why not go independent?
Now, I'll have to work on this fairly soon, I think. There's 2 independent stores near me. Well, it's one company. They opened a second location.
Yeah.
They opened a second location, and then they expanded the first location. And, like, 6 or 8 months after they opened the second location, a Bricks and Minifigs opened up almost halfway between them.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So I'd be interested to see how that's worked out because they've actually expanded since then.
Shoot me a message of what that store's name is. I'd be curious. I can see sales of all the stores, which I like for me because I compare myself to other Ohio stores just to see how well I do. I don't, and I compare myself, I guess, to nationwide just in general. But
Okay.
I'd be interested just to see how well they're doing and their time in there.
Yeah, their grand opening was right before Christmas, maybe. So that very new store, 6 months or something.
Interesting time to open up, especially up there. Like,
Yeah, they ran into a ton of construction delays, and they're in one of the wealthiest cities in the whole state, and right outside the city, very expensive area, and very tough spot. So permitting and whatever just ran them crazy.
I've heard permitting nightmares from other locations. I was overall fortunate.
Yeah,
that was pretty seamless.
Yeah, they're in Newton Corner, which is got to be one of the like top 10 most expensive spots to have a retail shop in the state. It's out of control. I mean, outside of Boston proper. I don't know what the hell they were thinking taking that spot. I mean, good for them. I mean, the people in that area have money for Lego.
It's so we do have a company we work with that gives us like recommended locations, but like for me in my territories, we all get our own territory. The area they recommended was close to like the Kenwood Mall, which is where there's an actual Lego store. I mean, and there's shopping there, but it's like the square. It would have probably cost me 2.5 times in square footage than like rent than where I'm at now. And do I think I make 2.5 times more there? Probably. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this store, I bet they're spending $12,000 to $15,000 a month for their spot.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's probably fairly close.
That's 3 to 4 times what I pay.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy over there.
You gotta sell a shit ton of Lego to make up for that rent.
Yeah. Yep.
And Bath and Beyond, I like that one. I do like
that.
It's funny because there's a store in Texas that was upset because there's a store in Texas that's like BAM Bricks or something, and I guess they were like BAM liquidators and they moved into the Lego market. And there's that store in I think Europe that was getting shit on. And I don't know how long those stores have been around. I guess I can't speak for the Europe store. I can speak for the store in the Texas. Like they took on the BAM. They had their own thing, BAM liquidators, and they moved into like BAM Bricks. And maybe it was a little bit to play off of the SEO. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But like, what a time to steal a name, and then it'd be like just throw in your face like we're not part of that shit. Like I don't know that's why they did it. I don't want to think about us. I'm not saying that's why they did it, but if that was the why they did it, like what a blow up in your face moment.
Trying to catch up. Yeah, man, that's terrible.
And I hope I answered Michael's question, or I hope he responded.
I think. I got lost here.
There's been a lot. They've been fine.
Yeah. I love seeing all the activity in here. You guys are great.
Which I feel like
okay. Yeah,
this is one of the biggest gripe is that with turning off all of everyone turned off their messages is we don't contact. There's no like asking questions. There's no like customer interaction. So people that are upset and have questions, no one's answering them. It's just silence.
And it shouldn't be up to the individual stores to try to field questions that corporate should be answering.
Which is that's a fair. You can't put on the stores to own that. But I don't want corporate owning that because I don't. Their answers might not be my answers.
Yeah,
it's a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah. I'm wondering here why did they have to get involved in this at all? They took the store and they took over the store and then gave it to the other guy, right?
my understanding via the internet.
Yeah.
So is that, and I guess it's via the internet, very like some internal knowledge. We talked about this a little bit earlier, and maybe it wasn't before we were on, is I own my lease.
Mhm.
So, which was one of my first questions when this whole thing started, is how did they just take over the store? So if BAM came to my store tomorrow, the lease is in my name. It's my LC, my name, like they could come in and say, hey, you're done. Cool. Get the fuck out of my store. Like maybe I can't operate under the name no more. Fair enough, but it's still my store. It's still my lease. So like how that situation was involved, I'm not quite sure. My understanding, and this is not based on any factual information because I don't know, is I'm assuming that Bricks and Minifigs owned that store and then were selling it to her, which I think she mentioned to some extent on maybe her own, is that they never switched over bank accounts or something. I don't know. So my understanding is like BAM owned it to some extent.
Okay.
Which allowed them to then come take it over in the style in which they took it over, which would be the reason that they got involved.
Okay. That makes a little more sense. Let's see.
It's so gray because it's like, I know, like, and I would say that anybody that owns a lease, like, oh, you can't just take my lease. Because I think, like, my store manager's like, what if they come here tomorrow? I'm like, because I fired off in our internal chats like a lot. I'm not just sitting around being like, this is cool, like this is awesome. And he's like, what if they come take our store? And I'm like, they can, I guess I think they could tell me to stop selling. I think it's probably the best. I don't know. But I would imagine I could trespass them. I don't know. The lease is in my name. I do know that. It's my lease. It's my building.
You say, all right, well, I'll return all the signage to you. Get the hell off my property.
Yeah, it sucks. Signage is so expensive. I mean, it's a minor expense in the grand scheme of things, but damn, dude, signage is fucking crazy expensive.
Yeah. Okay. Where? Let me ask you this. Do you think Amanda, the manager in the store, was so locked down when the consigned items were brought up?
Do I think she was what?
The manager in the store was so locked down. Is that some kind of slang I don't understand? She was just a total bitch bag about the whole situation. I mean, it's always tough to say. Camera angles, you don't know what went on between edits.
Oh, the store manager lady.
Yeah.
After the fact lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seemed like, I mean, she's not with a brain anymore. She seemed like kind of a bitch, but someone else another YouTuber had been like, there was like, they timestamp shit and they're like, oh, they're there for like 30, 45 minutes. So I'm sure we can all seem like fucking assholes. Now, I'm not saying she's not an asshole, but if you clip me over the course of, like, you could probably take this interview tonight, which I feel like I've been pretty fucking cool and open. Like, if you clip it, you can probably look like an asshole. If you do it over the course of an hour and 58 minutes, like, this guy's an asshole. I'm sure it's possible. So,
well, and if you're in there grinding somebody for 30 or 40 minutes, they're gonna get pissed.
I mean, you're gonna wear people down, and you know, if we assume she's innocent, right? Which assume it's just a lady. Like if she knew nothing about it, right?
Yeah.
It's just this lady that's at work, you know, she's a manager at a Lego store, and someone's like, you got my friend's Lego, and you're a guy that looks like Reckless Ben to her, and you're just grinding her over some fucking Lego. She's probably gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, she's probably gonna lose her patience. You know, maybe she has an understanding, maybe she doesn't. You know, obviously the video makes it out that she knows what's going on. I can promise you, like, my manager has a lot of, like, questions to me about day-to-day shit.
Is
there a good one?
RBF native, yeah. Oh, shit, sorry. I didn't mute that one.
She could have been a piece of shit. I'm not saying she's not. I don't fucking know her. I don't know her. She could just be she could be a terrible human. She could have been someone that just got fed up. I mean, I promise you, if you acted like that to one of my employees, there's one dude on my good guy. He's a great guy, But if you did that shit to him, he would lose his patience.
Yep. Yeah, and there's Ben looks like a YouTuber.
Oh,
like he just does. Like he could walk in, no camera in hand, no nothing, and be like, shit.
yeah, I wouldn't trust him. Like fucking God.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see him all the day. Like that's the shitty thing about all this is I see people walk in the store and I'm like, my biggest it sucks is our 1 year anniversary. I get there early because it's like I make sure if there's protesters, I just want to be there early, like whatever. There was this lady, and she ended up being a sweet old lady. Like not even an old lady. That's rude as me. She's
oh God, was she my age? Fuck.
No, she's a little bit older than you and I. Nice lady. But I like she was there so early compared to everybody else, and I was like, is this fucking lady gonna fuck with me? Like that was my mindset at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh fuck. And she ended up being a nice lady. She was like, oh, my grandkids are coming. Like I wanted she got in line for her grandkids.
Oh.
Just in case there was a line. Like the sweetest lady there could be. So that tells you my store's not a fucking we're not assholes. Like this sweet old lady was there, like for her grandkids. And it's like, but it sucks that my mindset at the moment was like, fuck this lady. Like I get like she's out to get me.
Yeah.
And then being a sweet old lady. So like
it's so sad. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the problem with stereotypes. Like they screw you all up.
They do, and it's like when you're on edge and you're looking for it, you can put that stereotype on anybody. Like it's easy to be like, oh, this lady looks innocent, but that's why she's here. To look innocent, to give me a hard time, and
she's just a prop. Yeah,
it is. It's so crazy that you like. Well, especially I didn't sleep much like that whole week going into it, and I'm like, and we had a YouTuber that posted, like I said earlier, like I had a YouTuber that happened to post a video in front of her. I think he's a TikTok guy in front of my store, and I was like, oh fuck, like don't make a scene. Like I'm not involved. I'm involved in a sense, but certainly not willingly.
Yeah. What is Papa Rex? Rennie practice is going well. All right, that's great to hear. Papa Rex is out at Great Wolf Lodge having a couple beers.
Ah, jealous.
Vacationing pre-vacation. Yeah,
we have a Great Wolf Lodge here in the greater Cincinnati area.
Yeah, I've never been. My kids have been a couple times. It's
I've gone
on my speed.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's water and the general public is a bad combination to me. I just feel like everything becomes a urinal, and then I just can't get my head past that.
Yeah, don't go at Christmas. It's super busy at Christmas, and so it's interesting because like all the adults are wasted because like they're just chasing their kids around with these wands, pointing them at things that work-ish, don't work. And so all the adults are just drunk and frustrated.
Oh, that's the worst. Like I'd rather be drunk and frustrated on like a Tuesday at home than drunk and frustrated on vacation.
I've got to do a lot of drunk and frustrated at home.
Yeah. Oh. What is this? Oh man. They have a store in my mall, and over the weekend, an older guy went in with his teen grandson, I'm guessing, kicked out after asking everyone, are they going to steal my grandpa's Lego?
Like, and I try to, like, it sucks. Like, obviously, if you come into my store and you're like, oh, you stole my Lego, like, you don't expect a general reaction. Like, and so I've get on my Facebook, and, you know, I fire back. I'm not like it's shitty to like to joke about, but it's like it's tough when you get it constantly. And some store owners, man, like I think we talked about this earlier, like you've got owners that can have a sense of humor, and you have owners that don't.
Yeah.
You know, some kid the other day called me, and it was a Rhode Island phone number, and my supervisor gave me the phone, and I was like, you know, Bricks Minifigs, and he's like, got a question for you. And I was like, dude, shoot, let me hear it, buddy. And he's like, I'm sorry. Never mind. And he hung up and gone on. You got some people that are like, can you give me Brian's Legos? I'm like, we don't have Brian. We never had Brian's Legos. We don't have Brian's Legos. And they're like, oh, all right, my bad. It's like, I'm not going to say it was never distributed to stores because I don't fucking know, but I can promise you it wasn't distributed to my store. I can if obviously under circumstances, but if corporate was like, hey, I'm going to send you some free fucking Lego, I'd have been on board with that, but that's never happened in my lifetime.
I can't imagine they're in the habit of giving free anything to anybody.
I haven't seen it. I mean, it might happen, but it sure shit don't happen in Cincinnati.
Wonder if the court will have a live stream. I'd like it if we could get the law tubers. Law tubers. There's a term I haven't heard. Law tubers. I like
the
that.
Law tubers have been. The whole thing is so interesting.
Yep.
And I think I don't think, and people don't forget, they just don't know. Like, my information's from the YouTube. 99% of my information about this thing's from YouTube.
Yep.
I made a joke internally today, and I won't disclose it so I don't get slapped. But it was like, I can't disclose things I don't know. Like, all right, cool, I won't disclose them. I don't know what the fuck we're doing anyway. So, like, I can't disclose what I don't know. Like, sweet, yeah.
Best typo of the day.
Fair enough.
Wait,
fair enough.
How do I get that down? There it is. Okay. Yeah. That was great. I love it. All right. So what have we missed here? Everyone in chat, what are we missing?
Yeah, I'm sure we missed
one. I think we've covered it pretty good, but I'm sure somebody else has got something because they typically always do, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I fired some good gifts off this morning into corporate chat.
So where are we now? We're coming into summer, right?
Yeah.
So I'd imagine things are going to slow down a little bit for you guys for the next couple of months.
So I have very little to go off of because obviously I'm just going into my last. So like, for us last year, June, July, August were all favorable.
Really?
Months. Okay. Yeah. September, October, fucking brutal. Okay. November's shitty as well, but starts to pick up. And then December's good. So feel like we've got a little bit of a positive for the next couple months. This is not assuming obviously the whole, this is just historical data of what we went into. That's gonna get clipped and be like, oh, they said they're positive. Fucking get destroyed. We have a message tomorrow morning from Bricks Minifigs, like, you piece of shit. Historically, like, it went well for us. And then it slowed down September, October, November, and then started, like, November picked up a little bit, and then early December is not great. Late December, apparently everybody shops super late.
Yeah, well, because they go to the big box stores for Black Friday deals and whatnot. Yeah. And then they come to you for the stuff they couldn't find, last minute stuff.
Which is, it's funny because we were like, I looked for this for everywhere, and we had like some train set last year, and I was like, yeah, we've had this damn train set for months.
Like, next time, come here first.
Yeah, use the game here first and save yourself all that time and energy.
Yeah. Now, okay, so this is also a good time for you to build up inventory, right? Because clearance season's just about to start popping.
Yeah, and I try. This pisses me off. Is I would love to just buy all my stuff from Lego, like that makes my life easy. That situation doesn't work out as well as it could.
Because the margins are terrible.
The margins aren't great, but we used, this might be polygonal, I don't know. We used Toy House forever, and then we've not used that recently. but we don't have the warehouse for the inventory. So it takes. There were some growing pains that were shitty, and then they got that figured out. But now the available inventory is just shit, and so that's the brutal situation. Because to my eyes, I'm going into what should be a little bit a busier time, especially the July or the August 1st release is going to be massive, which I ordered too much, way too much, but it should last me a bit, which I guess I'm going to take that as I spent a lot now, and I won't have to spend as much for the rest of the year. But yeah, that whole situation can be better. And maybe like I feel like an asshole if I go to Target or Walmart or Meijer and I buy everything. I feel like a piece of shit. I really do. It's always leaves like I buy half. Like I'll leave half there for. Let some other else get a good deal. If it's I hope it's a kid. I hope it's not another me. But I feel like a piece of shit if I buy it all.
Yeah. That's fair.
I really do. It sucks. I'm like, because some of it's really good deals. I'm like, fuck, dude, I'd love to have all this. But I'm like, I feel like I'm a terrible fucking human. So then I sleep it well at night knowing I'm not a piece of shit. So if everybody hates everybody, I really focus on my life as not being a piece of shit.
He probably doesn't have consignment. No, we did talk about that after the camera was rolling. Okay.
Yeah, I think we might have.
Yep. We were live for that.
Never touch consignment.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So to recap on that, we did talk about that, and it was fairly general knowledge, or the general consensus was just absolutely do not do consignment. And that's fairly agreed upon basically across the board, right?
Yeah. And I can't speak to prior to me because I was 2025 newer, so I can't speak to that. It could be the same. I don't know. But our agreement, our documentation does say no. Now, the franchise agreement has some word in there, but the operation manual supersedes that, which makes sense to me because things change over. You can't have someone sign an agreement 10 years ago and be like, we don't change nothing for 8 years. So obviously there has to be a document that takes precedence over that, which I guess is our operation manual. It does say no, but the conversation was there's so many other additional things you have to deal with. You've got to have insurance that deal with owning Lego that's not yours, or having Lego that's not yours on site, and taxes and other stuff. So the general consensus is you don't touch consignment. I can't speak at the time in which this was done, but now that's the general consensus.
It's nice to hear that a lot of people, or most people, agree that it's not the thing to do. So hopefully we don't hear more issues of this start popping up.
Fucking hope not. Yeah. I hope not. I don't know that I can deal with another situation. It's so weird. Like we talked about this later. Like imagine opening a McDonald's and like some McDonald's does something atrocious, like, and then you're just like getting shit on all day because you opened a McDonald's. It's such a weird concept to think of. You're like, what the fuck did I do? Like this all shit happened in Oregon, and it's like obviously I understand it went beyond just Oregon the store, and it went on to, people have their thoughts of corporate. But I'm like, I'm a dude in Ohio. I'm 2,400 miles away from where this originated. Like I almost couldn't be any further away from it. But yet internet hates me.
Yeah, okay. Just catching up here. I'll join your channel and get a bumper sticker for a Chrome Darth Vader or a Cloud City Boba. Well, I tell you what, if you want to give me a Chrome Darth Vader or a Cloud City Boba, I will absolutely give you a bumper sticker. How about that?
Seems like a fair trade.
Yep. I'd be willing to take that. Flip box here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about what happened with the GoFundMe and whose hands that's in.
Yeah. I think I said earlier we did have a call earlier today. It was mentioned it was down. It was mentioned it was not. Bam. Take that for what you want to.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it. That wasn't bam. It's just that was mentioned to me. That wasn't bam.
So I wish that I forget exactly what the language is on the GoFundMe page, but it was like, you know, this campaign cannot be found or whatever. I wish what it said was like this campaign is closed and money has gone to the creator, or like they gave some kind of indication as to what happened. Not that it just can't be
Yeah,
found.
because when I looked, it was as if it's gone. Yeah, to your point, it didn't say like closed and refunded or closed and closed by
Yeah.
whoever started or whatever. I don't know how you would word it, but yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I promise you, I'm not getting any of the money. I know that shit for sure.
Yeah, like with I think it's with Kickstarter. If you look at something after a campaign is over, it says, you know, it's this campaign is fully funded, or they give you some kind of indication that something happened.
Maybe GoFundMe can do that after this debacle. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're. I pray that Bam was not involved in the takedown.
Yep.
For my
Oh, my God.
for my sake, I pray it's not involved in that.
That would be wild.
It
My
would
God.
be
Yeah, it's
a bummer.
yeah. God. Yeah.
Bummer.
Oh man.
It'd be a bummer. I'll know if I wake up in the morning. I'll know, and my messages are brutal.
All right. From Algoff. Well, I'm out, Ken. Good luck, Ryan. Hope you all can get this over with so you can move in a better direction.
Appreciate you.
Have an awesome night, Al. It was good to see you. It's always a pleasure seeing you. We just assuming it was banned. They're getting everything. Yeah, I think we are all inclined to think the worst of everything in this situation at this point.
Which is a very fair sentiment in my personal opinion, not business opinion. My personal opinion, I think it's very fair.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
there hasn't been much reason to trust the other side.
No, and like, give us something. Like,
give me fucking something. That's been my gripe. Give me something, like, and I get it if I can't talk about it, which I giggled when they're like, you're under an NDA. This was not related. They were just talking about in general, talking to media. Like, you're under an NDA, and I'm like, discuss what? What the fuck can I discuss? I don't know anything. Like, I know financials of some of the stores, like, in this situation. Like, I could speak to financials. Like, I mean, I don't know if I can, so I won't. But, like, other than that, I don't know shit about anything.
Yes. Yeah. Man, I forget. What did they do that? Because Ben actually changed the name of that video after it was released too.
The one he did today?
Yeah.
I watched it. I watched it this morning, I think. And I know he said that he couldn't, if he mentioned Bricks and Minifigs, that they could take the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works from a legality standpoint. I have no clue. But he didn't mention Bricks Minifigs, I think, in his video, so I don't know.
No, he seemed very careful not to.
Yeah.
My final message was the original title of that video. Yeah, it was the original title was My Final Message, and apparently he changed it to Bad News, I think.
It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, My Final Message is cryptic as fuck.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sensationalism is how that all works, right?
Yeah, My Final Message. But now it'd be interesting because, like, My Final Message feels, if I was in the other shoes, like, we were on the up and up. If you change it, like, maybe it's not the final message.
Yeah. Well, so no. What's next? Who fucking knows, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I said earlier, I know the CoffeeZilla video's out on Patreon. I haven't seen it because I have to pay for it. It's weird to me, but whatever. So I was like, I'll wait.
do you think we're getting to the point where when is I think court date's the 22nd or something? Did I pull that number out of my ass?
I feel like I've heard that through the grapevine.
Okay. I'd imagine, other than some YouTube videos that are just recycling what's already on there, it's going to get pretty stagnant for a little bit.
I guess. Which then my gripe would be is that as a brand, like we've got to, stagnant doesn't change the public opinion. So how do you curve that?
I think all of the individual stores need to just continue to be awesome.
Yeah, which is like all we can do. I mean, I know that everybody hates us, but it's, to the point is like, everyone's like, just do this. Like, to go financially in debt and ruin my family. Like, that's what you're asking everybody to do, without having an actual logical process behind it.
Now, something that they've a bunch of people studied during all of the boycotts, when all the cancel culture shit was going on, all like the calls for like the boycott Nike, boycott this place, boycott. The loudest people were never wearing Nikes in the first place. They had none in their closet, like, that kind of thing, right? I think we're seeing a lot of that now too, where it's the people yelling about, "Oh, we're gonna boycott," but like, you ever shopped there before, or are you just being loud on the internet?
Oh, it's for sure. Like, there's some dude from Australia who was giving me shit the other day, like griping up and down about. And I said, and I was like, if you're that worried, do fly to Australia, like fly to Utah and gripe at them. Like, you're griping at the wrong guy. And I get shit from India, I get shit from all over the world, which obviously Bricks Minifigs is in Canada and the US. Like, that's as far as their expansion reach. So like, we're getting shit on by Mexico. We're getting shit on by like, but I do have people that are local to me. Like, I've had a bunch of people that are very local to me that have their voice, their complaints as well. And I think I've heard people like, oh, most of our negative attention is overseas, which I don't know if most, but a chunk of it is. But it's like, but it is coming from here too, which I think is, if I was on the outside looking in, I'd probably be pissed about the situation as well. So I don't fault people, but there's a lot of just getting shit on by people that will never, ever, 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 ever visit my store anyways.
Yep.
Regardless of if it has the best in the world or the worst.
Yeah, and we were talking the other night at Brick World Chicago coming up next week. One of the lead sponsors of that event is Bricks and Minifigs Schaumburg. Not Bricks and Minifigs corporate, Bricks and Minifigs Schaumburg, the local store in the town where the convention is.
Which I feel for him.
Yeah.
Or she, I don't know who owns it.
Yeah, not sure specifically. But Mark, the owner of Brick World, actually had to increase security this year. That should not be a thing.
It shouldn't be, because, and that's the thing, is like all these people here that, yeah, I'm reading some of the agreements, like even they're like, oh, shouldn't do this, shouldn't do that. Like, you could be the same person that opened up a Lego store. Like, the thing is everyone acts like we opened up the store like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, hey, this is the temperament and place we want to open up the thing. And it's like, it's easy to say get out when you don't know the legality of why you can't get out.
Yeah.
And I guess fortunately Cincinnati doesn't have any brick conventions, because I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I feel for him, because he's probably just a normal dude like all you guys that are upset about this thing. He's probably upset in his own right about the same. I think I said it. I don't know if I said it when we were on thing. Is the owners are just upset with you guys about the way this situation has been handled. Yeah. We don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
We want to run stores and just live our lives.
Yeah. The whole idea of increased security at a convention because of a sponsor who is unrelated to the problem anyway is just ludicrous.
Yeah,
And
like that. They never received any Lego.
And it's like, okay, guys, like bear with me for 1 second here, and we'll talk a little bit of reality. We're a bunch of friggin' adult nerds talking about little bits of plastic, like in a big room, looking at like really creatively displayed like bits of plastic as fucking adults. Like, this isn't an area where we should be threatening strangers about issues that are unrelated to them, to the point where security has to be increased. That's ludicrous. Like, it should just not be a thing.
Yeah, and maybe that guy opened up 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, maybe like he's lived 4 or 5 years of just having a great store, and all of a sudden this situation arises, and now this guy's getting shit, or this girl's getting shit for something that she played zero part in.
Yeah. And Sean's here. What's going on, Sean? Yeah. Look, so, man, I need fucking glasses. Flipbox. I hope I'm saying that right. I can't tell if that's 2 consecutive I's or ILI. We'll say Flipbox. Like, I'm going to be real. If you're a franchise owner, you're sitting here wishing and hoping for the success of BAM. And it's hard for me to buy into people that could do that after knowing what took place.
And I will ask you the same question I asked the last guy. Give me what you would like me to do. And that's a question I've asked. If you comment on BAM Cincinnati East, I've asked a lot of people, like, what do you want me to do? Yeah. And I will respond to that.
Yes. Okay. Echo's voice. Yeah. Right there.
Sue corporate.
Well, I mean, for what exactly, though?
Yeah. What am I suing for? I guess I'll put that there. There is no clear and visible way out of my contract.
I feel like I missed one here. Echo. Brand damage. Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Okay. All right. I just skipped over one, threw me all off the chain of chat here. Yeah, it like if one of the what was it called? Law Tube? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Like, if one of those guys presented some easy path.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I saw it.
Like you'd hear them out.
I think a lot of us would hear them out. Yeah. And I'm not going to speak for every owner. I can't speak for every owner. I think a lot of owners are upset, and would I be lying if I didn't say I didn't look into? Now, I use ChatGPT because I'm not a lawyer. I'm not that smart. Like, that's not my skill set. But I'm like, hey, hypothetically speaking, this situation happens. Where are my outs? Yeah. And it's the outs are few and far between. So if anyone's got any options, throw them out there. I can spread them on to anybody that would may potentially be curious.
Chernobyl levels of radioactive. I'm just picturing that turned into a shirt.
Which one?
Yeah. It's just like radioactive symbols around like the BAM logo on a shirt.
You know what? I hate that the local stores are taking shots at like the local, like a local store to me took a shot at us for it. Like, hey, we would never do that. Which, dickhead, I didn't do that either. That's the thing that sucks is, and I'm gonna say from a marketing standpoint, like I get if you're marketing, like use this as an opportunity to boost your own brand. I don't That's rough. It's rough when like local places are taking shots at stores that didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, and so for the people that didn't catch the beginning of the show, we had talked a little bit about franchise fees and whatnot, and the comparison we made was paying the BAM franchise fee is less than the fee you pay to Amazon or Walmart or Marketplace or eBay if you sell on their platforms. So the fee is actually very small. Local brick shops going in, BAM is wild. Yeah, that should not be a thing. It's a pretty small fee you guys are paying in the scheme of things. Of course, we're talking just a percentage there. There is more money than just the percentage that you've had to pay them, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's nasty work, but really the indie stores going after BAM locally,
That's a
it shouldn't be done on a local level. On a national level, I think there's some opportunity for humor there.
well, like we got like we got Dayton Brick Shop in the greater Cincinnati area. And I've talked to the owner. He came to my store one time. We had a good conversation. He's far enough away from my store that I don't have an issue with him. Like, whatever. I don't think we really compete. Like, it's probably a little bit, but not enough for me to really care about. But I mean, like, I imagine he's talked to all the the owners in the greater Cincinnati area. But I'm like, dude, don't use that as a caveat to boost your business, man. Like, you're shitting on 3 dudes. Like, you're not shitting on corporate. Like, corporate doesn't. They won't see your message. They don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you're shitting on 3 guys, and yeah, maybe I go out of business and you win, but assuming different times someone else comes in the same area.
Yeah.
Like, you're not defeating at the time. You're not defeating Bricks Minifigs. You're defeating just a guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when you look at these independent guys, do you have you been to his store? Have you checked out how those guys run?
Yeah.
They're really not all that different, right?
Oh,
I mean,
very similar.
how many options do you even have as like a secondhand Lego store? I mean, how unique is your business actually going to be?
Yeah. Like the Dayton Brick Shop, which I never had an issue with the guy until I saw a post that was shitting on us as a brand. He didn't call me out specifically. He didn't say like, don't go to this store, but I mean, there's 3 of us in the greater Cincinnati area. That's the same concept. And I guess, maybe I have a little bit more relaxed feeling about him because he's the furthest from me. He's very close to the other 2 stores. It's like, he's like farther from me, whatever. As far as I'm concerned in that realm, as long as there's enough of business, we're all happy, then I don't need to shit on your business. I don't have to, if I have to shit on your business to prove my business, then I'm not doing my job in my own business. Like, I should be able to just control and do my own thing with my own business and not have to do something bad to somebody else.
All right, there you go.
We need to go find for all franchise. You start a big enough GoFundMe, I bet you'd have some takers.
Yep. Yeah. So I've got a ton of DMs from indie brick shops saying they're being associated with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's getting flack for being associated with it. But I would bet you this is probably the first time ever that buy, sell a Lego to this extent has ever come up in like culture anyways. So it's probably just like, oh, anybody that buys, sells, and Lego is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I've been to a neighborhood shop. It's a nice store.
So
BAM's an indie, so they're happy.
There's No BAMs in Indy? Is that what you said?
Not a single one.
Really?
Yeah. Shocking. I mean, just from a territory perspective, shocking.
Yeah.
Because I think they've got Indie Brick Shop, which to my knowledge is like on the southern side of it, and then they've got a Lego store, I think, to the northern side of the city. It's a pretty wide open market.
Yeah.
I don't think one's gonna be opening anytime in the next foreseeable future.
So Flipbox, go over to ACOB's channel and give them a sub now, and just keep an eye on everything that happens over there. Fantastic channel. Those guys have done some wild shit lately.
Yeah,
I've
watched all the interviews lately.
Yeah, and good humans over there. And aside from all of the BAM stuff, just a wild ride, a good time. Get in their Discord. The boys are just nuts.
I've liked the way they've handled their interviews. I felt like they've been as bipartisan as they could be.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed it. Not that any interviews came out positive for one side versus the other, but I feel like they've tried to be down the middle, which I've enjoyed.
Yeah. Why are the Lego resellers? Oh, see, I do that again. I just mumbled to myself. I mean, I can understand why the Lego resellers are being vocal about their disapproval of BAM corporate, since a lot have been receiving backlash out of outrage, people's confusion. And why is this so confusing? Like,
Which I guess goes to show how far outside of the Lego community this has gone.
Yeah.
And I don't knock a store for defending themselves, but you don't have to throw somebody else under the bus in your defense.
Yeah.
You can say, hey, we're not associated with it. We don't agree. Go on. But when you start adding extra verbiage about how, you're so much better, and it's just, I personally wouldn't kick somebody else when they're down. If they were involved, I guess maybe if they're involved, maybe I kick them when they're down. I don't know, but
when people outside of the Lego community start coming in and start talking all kinds of nonsense and vines, like, you didn't even care about the community or the brand or any of the people involved like a week and a half ago. Why are you talking like fucking keyboard warrior? Just shut up, go away.
So I had posted something on my Facebook about how I thought this whole situation was shit. Like, it sucks. I just wanted to be resolved. And I didn't call anybody else specifically because I can't. All right, I shouldn't. Maybe a combination of both. But people gave it like the angry emoji. And I was like, obviously, if you're giving that thing angry, you don't give a shit about the community. Or like, you just want you want something to be mad about and you want something to hate. And that's all you give a shit about. And so for those people, like, I blocked the majority of them because I'm like, I can't win you over with just talking to you and being like, hey, I'm just a guy, man. Like, this sucks for me too. So if you're mad about me saying this situation sucks, there's no winning you over. You're just an angry individual and you just want something to be angry about.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we've been here for, I don't know, whatever it is, 2.5 hours or something now. And never at any point in time have you said that BAM has done anything positive in this situation. Like, you're not here cheering for him.
I won't defend what I don't agree with. Now, I'm not going to bash him because I can't.
and that's fair, right?
Yeah. But I'm not going to talk highly about it. Just be like, yeah, this is sweet. Like, I don't agree, but I mean, I'll follow my rules in which I was given.
Yeah. Hey, somebody from the buy box. Yes. That sign would be good. Total. All right. Shit. I missed something here again. So this. What? Hey, Pockets is here. What's going on, man? BAM's is super new to Indiana.
If I walk away for 5 seconds, will it be weird to get ice?
No. Do your thing, man.
I need more bourbon. Just a 5-minute walk away. Actually, I can still talk. I've got the wireless headset. Just won't be there in person.
Band together and get rid of. So
I can answer the questions.
Okay. So talking about getting rid of the current CEO. Well, that doesn't work because he's a partial owner, right?
That's my understanding.
Yeah. So if he was to step down as CEO, that would just be like, I don't know, literally trying to save face because you would just be moving his face off the issue.
I don't know how that works. And I don't know what percent owner he is either. So like, is he majority? Is he minority? I don't know. Do I think if he's removed, do I think it changes some of the general attitude towards Bricks and Minifigs? I don't see it being a negative.
Mhm.
To all the people out there, can I make that happen? I don't think so.
Let's see. What am I missing here? Brick Together and Caesar, we're here. What's going on, guys? Really? So there's not a board that could just simply vote in a new CEO? No,
I don't think so. I don't know the legal situation on that, but I don't, to my knowledge, no. But I could very well be wrong.
All right, so I'm probably going to mix up the situation because their accusations and reality are not always one and the other. But comparing this to the Papa John's situation, wasn't the Papa John's guy accused of being like a white supremacist or some kind of like horrible nonsense?
I forget what someone else brought that up the other day, and I forget what he was in trouble for. I'm sure I could quick Google search and give me the.
All right, here it is. This is the solution right here. A GoFundMe for $400 million and just buy BAM.
Which has been interesting enough. Not that this has been a concept, but it's like if BAM got bought, like depending on who buys it, is that a positive? Do you have somebody that doesn't care about the individual stores and just wants to make $1? Does it make the brand better? Maybe yes, maybe no. Is it worth $400 million? I have no idea what its actual value is worth. It may, I guess, go back. It may save the franchise. It may be equally as unfun.
Yeah, because it's a lot different if whether Lego buys it or just some company completely out of the hobby and some like VC firm jumps in, right? Yeah. A whole different results, If like somebody like serious corporate, like the pink button down people, they come in and they get their hands on it, then the stores start to feel corporate inside as well, and all of a sudden we're buying Lego at Filene's or something. That might have been an age thing. Filene's, are they still around? Do they exist anymore?
Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Filene's? Is that a local thing? I thought they were a big chain. Oh, I don't know. Think JCPenney, but fancy.
Okay.
Maybe?
Well, we had what was our fancy JCPenney called? I don't remember.
Papa John's CEO used the N word with a hard R in the context of how that word is not acceptable speech. Listen, it's any use of that is not acceptable speech. I don't care how you're saying it. Unless the word belongs to you, it is not yours to use.
And just don't say it. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Like, listen, I'm from the Boston area. I don't think I could say it with a hard R if I wanted to, and I'm still never going to say it, right? Yeah. Like it just there is no reason for that word to come out of basically anybody's mouth.
No.
Yeah. Leave that word in the community it belongs to, and let them do what they will. But that's not for anybody else. Filene's Basement. Yeah, that was the leftover version of Filene's. Their I don't know, off-price store. Lego is staying out of this. They deal solely with selling new products that they make and have nothing to do with reselling, except they own Bricklink. So, I mean, they kind of have their hand in the secondhand market.
Yeah, they're definitely invested in
Yeah.
the secondhand market.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Raven saying it right there. Yeah. And I'm wondering if Lego is ever going to do anything useful with Bricklink. All I want them to do is like a bit of an update on the site and then stay the fuck away from it. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I would like it to be more, because I get a lot of when we need pieces for certifying sets or fixing minifigs, whatever. We get a lot of our stuff there, and it could be much easier to use.
Yep. If they would do something as simple as like fixing like naming conventions, like have all the colors on like Shop at Home and Bricklink be the same,
That'd be amazing.
I'd be so happy. Like, it's very hard for me to order through Pab online because none of the colors make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And my vision sucks. And Lego colors in print, the colors are never great anyway. So it's like, don't make it difficult. Just let me use my Bricklink colors and everything will be great. Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to order about $38,000 or 38,000 bricks for an event we're doing. And I started ordering them through Lego, and then after one order, like of 1,000, they're like, "We're on back order," and I was like, "Okay, that doesn't help me. I need 30-some thousand more." So I started firing it, but yeah, the colors didn't match up. And then my biggest gripe is like I want to order through the U.S. just because usually it's once you get tariffs and all other nonsense, it's cheaper, and I have to go in there and every single time be like, "All right, give me the U.S. stores." Like just make it an option that saves.
Yeah. Yep, that'd be real nice. And why does Pab have a cap? Like,
Well, I asked them. I said, "Hey," I emailed them and I said, "Hey, I need to order a ton." And I think the most I needed was like 16,000 of one brick. And I said, I know I can do 16 orders, but I'm like, can I just not do that? And they sent me a form I could fill out on like and send them an email, but it was at the now because the company they took forever to pay me, and I was like, I'm not ordering these bricks until I'm not like you got to pay for these bricks. They didn't have 16,000 of the bricks I needed.
Just reading Flipbox's thing here. All right, I guess he's out. Well, good night. Thank you for sticking around tonight. Appreciate you. Hey, sub on your way out.
Yeah, it seems like he
Appreciate
sent out a nice message. So.
Yeah, that was I still have this GoFundMe thing on the screen here. Yeah. So was that a commission that you were working on?
Yeah, there's a convention coming to town, and they wanted their logo in brick. So they were like, "Hey, what can you do for us?" And I went back and forth about things I could do, and they want their logo in brick for other people, and I was like, "All right,
Okay,
I can make it work." But then I was like, "Hey, like it's going to take some time and energy to get all these pieces," and now I'm on a time crunch. Now it's interesting when like 14,000 pieces show up because I don't know what the box should look like, but they look, I guess, what I thought. I'm like, "Oh, what is that?" And I'm like, "That's just all the pieces." Then I have to divvy it into 1,500 individual baggies.
Oh,
I won't do it. I'll pay somebody to do it, but still,
yeah,
somebody has to do it.
Yeah, at that point, you need a counting scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what was it? 15,000
for the pieces?
Yeah.
I think it was 38,000 total.
38,000 total. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's 5 different bricks and then various amount of each brick goes into the logo.
Let me see here. Take a stab at this. 38,000. So that's somewhere 100 to 110 pounds, somewhere in there. 110, 115 pounds.
That sounds about right. It's a lot sitting in my, slowly going to my garage.
Yep. Don't say it. Don't say it. Okay. It's just like, don't put somebody else's Lego in your garage. Don't do it.
Yeah, no. Fully paid for, no consignment.
Was it Jared from Subway? All right, I missed what that is. Oh, Jared from Subway was a whole different problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be a spokesperson for anybody. Like the public eye is just brutal.
It was kind of funny. We had talked about that actually. I think yesterday with the corporate guy. 'Cause, we just talked about the current situation, Bricks Minifigs, and it's like, if you brought a celebrity in, and we talked about the Jared situation, like, yeah, you can bring him in, and for a while it's cool and it's good publicity until it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Once it turned out to be something else, and you're like, shit.
Yeah. Well, even if like their contract is over, and you find out afterwards that they're a creeper,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
people don't forget. Yeah, like Jared when he was at Subway was, I mean, he may have been a terrible human being, but no one knew.
Yeah,
it was like post. I think maybe he was still in a contract, but it was like post Subway. Jared was publicly a terrible human being, but everyone he'll always be Jared from Subway.
Yeah, and he's just kind of an unoffensive, just like dork, right?
Yeah,
and those are the people you want in those things. Him, you had Jake from State Farm, Flo from Progressive or whatever. Like, I don't even know what these brands do, but I remember these characters' names, right?
That's what we talked about was you have somebody that's just innocent and does well at whatever they're promoting. Like, you don't want to think Flo's a terrible person. Like, and then hopefully she's not.
And I'd like to think not.
It's a bit of a risk you have to run nowadays. Is like, all right, if you can find the right person to be your spokesperson, sweet, but pray they're not a terrible person on the back end.
Yeah. If anybody ever tells me that Mayhem from those commercials is bad, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
I don't even know what brand that is, but those commercials are funny.
Yeah. Well, I hope. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, yeah.
All right. Good night, Raven. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Good luck out there.
Appreciate you. That's all the good luck to me. Thank you. Yeah, I never got. I think Hillard went out of business before I was in business.
Yeah.
Gasoline with a lot of support. Appreciate it. It's shit like that. It's like what do you say to that?
Yeah. Well, and it's also hard to read some of these things where you don't know how much snark is behind that. Where it's like best of luck or best of luck.
Best of luck. Like, get your life out. And it's like, especially when if they would have sent that to my channel, like to my direct one, I probably would have fired back and been a little bit hot. Okay, so yeah, you closed before I opened. Yeah, it's hard to understand context, but it's like some people can sympathize and realize that I'm not a terrible person, or probably most of us aren't, and some people just don't give a shit. They just want someone to be mad at.
Yeah.
And you can't. They're not willing to fly to Utah to bitch at the people that they want to bitch at, so they will sit on the internet and bitch at me.
Yeah, well, now everybody's afraid of the cops out there, so they're definitely not flying.
Yeah, I heard it got a little hot out there lately.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, so I don't blame anybody for not flying out there at this point.
yeah, someone's like, "Are you part of the American force?" I was like, "I don't even know I couldn't even tell you exactly what their jurisdiction is."
Yeah.
I've been to Utah twice for training. Like, I don't know shit about Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so what the hell kind of name is American Fork? Like, nobody on either of the coasts is taking anybody seriously called American Fork. Like, I don't know about Middle America people, what goes on, but American Fork is just a joke, right?
Oh yeah,
It's like that's some like hillbilly kind of.
And I saw like something the other day that someone's like, they're pulling everybody over. Like, I'm glad I don't live there.
There's also Spanish Fork in Utah. Spanish Fork. All right, now we have like Chinatown and Little Italy and things like that. Is that like the Amish equivalent? Like what goes on there? I guess it's not Amish. It's the LDS folks that are out there.
Yeah. It's beautiful out there too. I'd like to go back, but I don't think I have any reason to anytime soon.
Yeah.
Much more prettier than Ohio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could go to Brick Slopes. That's in August. Shout out to Cody and Team Brick Slopes over there. They are south of Salt Lake in Sandy, Utah. Cluck Norris. Oh, man. Fantastic. Stores to also get fines equal to your store's value.
I have never been fined.
Yeah, I don't think I understand this.
Yes,
oh, Jesus.
I've never been fined, so far so good.
Chat's going downhill quick here, and I love it.
I was wondering how festive this would get.
Yeah, it's we're closing in on midnight. This is kind of how it goes.
Fair
so we should probably wrap soon.
Yeah,
but are you a current store owner?
I am probably the only one to do a podcast of any sorts.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't think I've seen a current owner on a show through all of this.
No, and I think there's been some things that they've told us to turn off comments, and maybe they did. I'm not saying they did or didn't. I didn't turn off comments. And I highlighted this earlier as I did turn off comments to some posts. Now I set them to 24 hours, but I don't know that we were specifically told we had to.
It'd be kind of weird if they tried to enforce that.
Yeah, it would have been a tough thing if they did. One, there's a lot of us, and there's not as many of them as they would need to enforce it. Maybe they said it. I don't know. I leave the comments on the post that I can respond to open to some extent, assuming the comments are generally not telling me to have sex with somebody of my family. Then I'm okay with them for the most part.
Yeah, because that's just awkward.
Yeah, it's too early to read that shit.
Yeah. And I don't think that happens a lot in your part of the country. I mean,
I hope not. At least it doesn't happen at my store within my family.
Yeah.
So.
You're too far north for that still. Trying to pre-read these before I say anything out loud. Do you know? Actually, okay, so this is a good one. Do you know how many people are at corporate? I think the best number I could find was 234 or something, but that seemed off.
I don't. If you wanted me to answer, not enough in the right positions.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you if there's. I mean, there could be 50, there could be 500. I honestly don't know. I don't think they have the right number of people in the right positions.
I think it was on LinkedIn, I saw like 10 to 15, which seemed low. But then there's also the possibility that there could just be like the core group and everybody else is like a subcontractor of sorts.
If I had to guess, if you were saying, hey, guess today, less than 50 would be my, if I had to throw a number at it, less than 50. And I think I would be very confident in putting a wager on that number.
Okay. Collect Norris, send me the song over on Instagram and I'll check it out. I'm not going to play it on the show tonight, but we will be back and live on Monday. Monday, the next show? Wow, that's the longest break I've had from streaming in a long time. Yeah, Monday is the next show. So shoot it over to me on Instagram. The Brick Dynasty on Instagram. I'll check it out. Maybe I'll share it over there. They spent $5.6 million in 2025 on salaries for corporate.
Shit. Someone's getting
Wow.
paid. I mean, what someone said, like 10.
Yeah.
I think I could confidently name more than 10. I could not confidently name 20. And that's not to say that there's not more than 20.
Yeah.
You got like you have a ton of people that work with like stores that are onboarding, like that are getting ready to open the stores, so on and so forth. I would never interact with them anymore, so I don't know how many of them there are. And then you've got people that support the East Coast versus the West Coast versus Central versus Great Lakes versus X. So there's people I would never interact with or wouldn't even know who they are. Are you paying your franchise fee tomorrow? Nah. Nah.
I don't know how I'm disabled and just have 60 followers feeding my hens for my daughter. It's not many followers for 11 years. So you don't know how to send the song? Is that what you're saying? I don't know how to help you there. I'm not a social media educator. I think you just push the little envelope button and then there's probably like a paperclip or something. I think that's standard DM attachment behavior. No, but I'll try. All right, there you go. Oh, where do I look on Instagram? You should be able to just type in Instagram.com/The Brick Dynasty. I think that's how Instagram works. I don't think you need the @ symbol there. Oh, the socials.
Yeah, not terrible with that stuff.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of Instagram a little bit. I spent whatever it was, 15 years on Twitter, X, whatever, and I loved it. And then in the last like 18 months or so, it's just gone to shit and there's no reach. And it's bad over there.
Yeah, Instagram is by far less of the two platforms I'm on. It's significantly less popular. Yeah, some of my Facebook's been doing great. I've been posting dumpster fires and all sorts of fun stuff in my Facebook, and it's been doing really well.
Is Instagram link in your channel description? It may be. I don't even know what my channel description looks like. I would like to think so. You could also do thebrickdynasty.com, and all of our social links are on there.
50-50.
Yeah, our social links are on there. Our Bricklink store is on there. Our app is on there. Our app, which is hopefully getting an update soon. Crossing our fingers on that. Stupid Walmart. They're a whole nother conversation. Boycott Walmart and what they're doing to us. Sons of bitches.
Bastards. Yeah. You get somebody to hate somebody else for a little bit. I'm all bored for that.
Yeah. So part of the issue that we're having in our app right now with Walmart is they're using brick and mortar stores as their fulfillment centers.
Oh, really?
That's part of why we're having trouble with actual stock counts, and why you're basically seeing 0, 1, or 5 in stock
Yeah.
counts, because they don't even know.
Yeah.
So it might say 5 in the app, and 5 is just like a placeholder because it's like 5 plus, because they leave a little bit of cushion there, because if somebody orders online and say 30 miles away, then Walmart just does like a ship to store to store transfer, and they pick up at the other store.
It makes a lot of sense. I was at Walmart today looking at some of the clearance and was grabbing a couple things, and their staff was taking a minute. And so I just started ordering through my phone. I was like, I'll just pick it up later. And I was like looking at the sets I wanted in like big in quantities. And I was like, it kept capping out at 5 for a lot of them.
Yep.
And they had more than 5. For the record, I'm not an asshole. I don't take them all. I said it earlier. At least I'm
Yep.
behind. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. They started changing the system without telling us. I mean, who the hell are we?
Yeah.
Why would they tell us? So fair enough. But that's why the app went absolutely batshit like 2 months ago, and we were left panicking. I had to pause payments for whatever it is, 200 and some odd people. Now, mind you, I'm not tech savvy, so that was not exciting to do. And then we had to fix the problem, which again, like, I can't even explain the problem properly to have people help me fix it. Then we get the whole thing ironed out, and then I had to figure out how to start charging people again. It was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah. But it's as ironed out as it can get. The app's working again. And clearance season is basically here. So good news. Good news.
I'm ready for it, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. We're already seeing a lot of price drops. The T-Rex skull, there was a couple people spotted that for like $7 or something.
Nice.
Which is a score.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I don't know if they had the T-Rex skull at my store. I've got 3 that are super close. I probably got 10 that are in the general vicinity.
Okay. 10 is a good number.
Yeah.
I saw a video on how the scumbag knew the store owner, and he was best buddies in the Mormon church. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the majority of the videos.
There are too many. Well, I don't know.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen the major ones. I haven't watched because I know a lot of people just have been covering them. I've seen the majority of them.
Oh, what was it? I need to find it now. Are you familiar with for Bricks and Giggles?
No.
All right. Her name is Stacy, and she is great. And she just, let me make sure my volume's not on here.
I never met Joshua Johnson.
Oh man, did that story expire already? That might be on YouTube too. Oh, what the hell was the name of it? For Bricks. And she was smart. So she actually went and trademarked her name like right away. Oh, new name for clicks and clout.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Stacy. She's great. She's also got the best hair on the internet.
Because I guess a BAM store had reached out to her, and then that's what I saw. Some BAM store reached out to her, and she was like, I'm not going to do this. And she, I think, shit on that owner. Reached out sort of like defend them or whatever they had asked.
What's this? All the best guys. Here, I'll just pull this up. All the best guys wish all independent franchises that you're able to find a solution and not hit too hard given current events. Hope you have plenty of success from your community. Bye.
Appreciate it.
That is good stuff, man. Is it okay to post a link? My song doesn't name names. No links in chat here because we can't check that stuff ahead of time. Sorry. Oh, all right. Let me. Dead links to verified sellers. I'd really like to know.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Yeah, I think I'm missing part of this as well. The franchise agreement is in Crystal's court proceeding. What isn't available are the dead links to the verified sellers. I'd really like to know. Really like to know what the verified sellers are. Is that the question? And what does verified sellers mean? Like a supplier list?
Yeah, I try to be as honest up front as I can. I'll answer any question I can, which is like 99% of them because I don't know shit you guys don't know either. So.
Will Reckless Ben be forced to return now? I don't know. I would just keep an eye out for more posts from Ben, and I don't think we'll know much more about him unless he or one of his people post something. I mean, hopefully it doesn't get to the point where people have to be posting on his behalf.
You don't buy furniture rent from certain people. So furniture, so I guess maybe that's what you're asking, is there's preferred vendors. We do have preferred vendors, but you don't have to use them. You can get exceptions. So a good example is I bought my furniture from my store from a preferred vendor, but I know that a store close to me bought their furniture from a different vendor. They just had to say, hey, they've got this, and it met the criteria, and there was no questions. They were good. They were able to buy it local. So there is preferred vendors, but there's not, I don't think there's mandatory vendors.
Okay. So that's basically just for the sake of keeping like a similar aesthetic from store to store.
I think it's a consistency thing.
Okay. All right. But if you found like essentially the same glass display case from, store B and it was like half the price, it looked the same.
If it was aesthetically the same, I don't. Yeah, like I said, I know another store close to me bought their furniture from a local place. I did not.
So the thing, no, don't. Okay, fine. So what you do is you just act as a scavenger, and when you see other stores drop, you just go and
pick up all their stuff.
Yeah, you just come in like a little carrion bird. And,
just keep picking up furniture.
Yeah, just pluck from the corpse.
Yeah, I feel like I'm happy with the amount of furniture I have. I don't want my store to feel like I don't want to be cluttered.
Yeah.
I'm very big on not being cluttered. I've seen stores that are cluttered and look more like a flea market, and that's not my vibe.
It's also weird when you walk in a store and from the front door you could see every square foot of the place.
Yeah.
That's too open. Like it's almost uncomfortable at that point. Like every eye feels like it's turned to you right away. It's like, hold on, I'm just here to buy some Lego.
And you walk in, like I've got a display thing as soon as you walk in, which it works as a two-way. It's you walk in, then you got a left or right. You've got to go left or right, like you're forced to go a direction. But in the event everyone tries to steal from me, you've got a little bit of obstacle to get on my store. There's no straight shoot out of my store.
Push button tack strip. Yeah. Awesome. Average monthly gross. Well, that's a very specific question there.
Yeah, I won't answer that.
Yeah, that's a little much.
And that's not a Bricks Minifigs. That's just a me thing.
Yep, that's fair. Enough to keep the doors open.
Yeah. We're doing fine.
And how many people you got on staff?
I think it's 8 total. No, I've only got one. I guess maybe technically 2 full timers.
Okay.
One's 40, one's 32-ish, 30, 28, kind of in that ballpark. So everyone else is part time.
All right. So you basically get somebody to open and somebody to close, and then everybody else just kind of bounces around.
Yeah, like obviously Saturdays, Sundays are busy days. Mondays do pretty well for us. We have a little more staff on Mondays. I don't know why Mondays are good for us. Like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Sundays suck, but yeah, Mondays are good for us.
It's funny you say that because there's a lot of places that don't open Mondays at all.
I would, if I could be closed on any day, it'd probably be Tuesday. My contract with my lease, I can't, or like my neighborhood or whatever, I don't even call it my mall. I can't be closed on any day. But if I could pick a day, it'd be Tuesday probably. But usually, even then, like there are slowest days, but they're still okay.
There's a comic shop near me, and I hadn't been there since I was a kid. And we moved back to the town I was in elementary school after 30 years or whatever. And I had some time, and I was in the area. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go in there because I bought my first comic book in this place, and it's still there. So I'm gonna go in. It's gonna be awesome. I get all excited, find a place to park, which is impossible. I get up to the door, I pull on the handle, it's fucking closed on Mondays. I'm like, you shitting me?
Yeah, there's the closest like toy store I mentioned earlier. Like they're closed on like Wednesdays and Thursdays or something. It's some like 2 weird days. I was like, yeah. I mean, maybe they're just not busy, but it's odd.
I guess if you can't afford to justify staff in the days, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Everything should be open all the time, and then you can make money. Or you should just be an internet-based company. I don't know. Mandatory employee pay at $4K a month. I mean, that's a number, but I don't see how $4K a month is a mandatory number necessarily.
4K a month total? I wish.
I don't know. That's just a collection of numbers, I think.
I was gonna say, I mean, I wish I was only paying 4K and employee expenses. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be wild.
Yeah, 4K is pretty easy to eat through pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's who you know.
Yeah. It's amazing what you can get paid for painting with ketchup, you know.
Yeah, shit. I promise you, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be in the shoes I'm in today.
Yeah, for real.
I wouldn't be on this call. I'd be doing whatever he does.
Yeah. Whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know his dad was like 17 when the seatbelt was invented?
That's wild.
I saw that the other day. Yeah. He was a teenager when the seatbelt was invented. Which is wild in two ways. Like, wow, he's that old. And also, wow, the seatbelt hasn't been around that long.
Yeah,
it's kind of both.
My day job, I've got a couple. I work with a lot of people from England and India, and their take on like U.S. politics is always just hysterical.
Yeah. It's
like, what is going on over there? I'm like, I don't know, man. That's how we roll.
Yeah,
just a mess all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And And when you hear the question from somebody outside of the country, the answer is almost, I'm not sure what's going on, but I guarantee it's not what you think is going on.
Yeah.
Like it's
We're just winging it. It's very similar to situations going on right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just winging it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it like nationally, we don't really know necessarily what's going on in the government, and it's trickling down to all of us in
Yeah.
whatever kind of way it is. And you're like, hey, don't yell at me. I'm not responsible for this shit.
Yeah. I didn't do shit. I'm just here.
Yeah. And that's regardless of who's in office. It's the same situation.
Yeah.
You know, it just, yeah.
Easy, and I don't understand any of your questions, just for the record. I'll try to answer them if I get them, but I'm not sure what you're asking.
Chinese Lego for the win. Who's the Chinese Lego company? Which one is that? Like Amazon Lego? That stuff is weird.
I bought like a Glock. Obviously, it's not real Lego, and it was really cool until like it's got a rubber band that kind of like pulls the hammer back or whatever. I shot it once, and the rubber band disconnected, but it's all internal now, and I was like,
oh no.
All right, well, that's just a conversation piece from now on. Like, 0% chance I take that apart to put that back together again.
Yeah. How was the build?
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
The instructions could have been better. They reminded me of like the early Lego where it's like a picture and there's like another picture and it's like there's like color, like it's a little bit darker color to tell you what's new. But
okay. All right. Maybe either I misread that or there's a typo in this. One of the other. But this is really funny. Just to read, regardless of the situation, it's funny.
that's crazy.
Yeah. He was not born in 1885.
I was just saying 1885 is 17. He'd be old as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be like, a buck, whatever that makes him, 50.
Well, 1885, that would put him at 140.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. I'm public math in here, so that's not great. But
I said $150, so it's that. I mean, he could be. He looks.
Oh, $150. I thought you said about 50.
Oh no.
Like, wait a minute. Okay.
Oh, $150. Yeah. That's close enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's. He's not that old. I think it's time for bed. You know what? I think you're right. I think it is for me as well because we're closing in at 12:30, and tomorrow's work day.
Yeah. I got day jobs.
Yeah. Oh well. No, I'm being silly. The date you're referring to is 1959. Okay. All right. So he was around 17 then, though.
Yeah. Makes a little bit more sense.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't have argued 1885 very hard. It's possible. I've seen him.
Yeah. I knew one part of that story was wrong. Okay. All right. Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out tonight, Ryan. This was great. Congratulations on a year, even if the landmark was a little tainted.
Yeah.
Hopefully this all turns around and things get better. People leave you alone. Yeah. And hopefully they keep sticking money in your cash register.
I mean, we try to be good people. I know I get the situation, but
yeah, and that's all you can do, right?
Yeah, I can control what I can control.
Yeah. Just
I mean, these super super cool ideas that no one else has sent me, but
somebody should DM you like something good, like bring flowers to your mom. How about that?
Yeah.
Everybody should step their game up a little bit. Let's all be a little nicer to each other, just in general. It's good for the world. I know it doesn't get a lot of clicks, but it makes life a little better. Hope you weather the storm.
Yeah, I appreciate all the well wishes. I mean, I'm trying, fellas, ladies. I'm whatever else. Teach their own. I'm trying.
All right. Well, double click on that one. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you, everyone who hung out tonight. I appreciate you. If you are coming to Brick World and it is your first time, we are inviting people on as guests on the show. If you got the newsletter today, there's a link. If not, I will be, it'll be in the show description in our channel, probably tonight or something. Fill out a quick little form. We'll send you a link so you can be a guest on the show. Makes walking into the convention for the first time a little easier when you've done a little face-to-face. So you're all welcome to join, provided you fill out the form so we know that you're not some kind of freaking weirdo. Or at least the wrong kind of weirdo. We like weirdos here. Like and sub. I'd appreciate it. This has been a great time.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. We will see you next week. And until then, I'm going to push this button. Good night, everyone.
See us live.